You found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show.
FM 105.7 and AM 13.
Finally.
WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Finally, games are going to be played. And that's all I know. No, like scrimmages. No NFL preseason. I'm talking about games that like count. Games where athletes run out onto the field and somebody wants to win, and somebody wants to lose, and it is week 0. It is week 0, and it's fired. I'm fired up today. I can't wait. And Brian, two of our favorite coaches in 1AA are in action today. Our main man who does it in the jam, Colby Wilson, reached out to us. And we're going to have Jeff Ferris on the show next week from Austin P. And they open Friday night on ESPN Plus with whom?
They got Gardner-Webb at home in Clarksville. And
Gardner-Webb in
Saturday,
trouble.
They're at Vanderbilt.
Gardner-Webb is in trouble. You better run on the double because I think you're in trouble, Lindsey Buckingham. You better run on the double because I think you in trouble. And then who else we got, Bri? We got when does our boys from Tennessee Tech play? That's my other guy in that we love, who we have on the show from time to time. Do they play tonight?
I don't see them listed. Yeah, they play Monmouth Saturday at 7:00.
That's what I'm screaming.
In Cookville. So they play Monmouth.
Well, Monmouth's in trouble. Monmouth is in trouble. The great Bobby Wilder is one of the funniest all-time greats. I predict big things for P and for Tennessee Tech this year. And Matt, how about, as crazy as the whole thing is, we signed a guy, Matt, from Tennessee Tech. We brought a guy in, Matt, a couple weeks ago from Tech.
And in the middle of fall camp, yeah.
Yes, in the middle of
fall. And somehow that's supposed to be the new normal.
I mean, what are we doing? Yet, Big Wilson A2. It says this live, but I'm pretty sure Tony had that same outfit on yesterday. Hey, Big Wilson 82, you're a weirdo. Nobody should notice that a man's wearing the same thing twice in a row. But yes, I'm unshowered. I was working today, working outside, so I'm waiting till the show's over. But I did some, in the spirit of the rebate scandal, I did some manual labor today. So I am so excited tonight to see college football games played. And I'm going to watch a bunch of that tonight. I am the spirit of competition. And you know, Matt, about the 1AA level too? You know why those kids are playing? Because they love to play. Like Bobby Wilder told us last year, you know why those coaches are coaching there? Because they love to coach. It's kind of getting to that point, Matt, isn't it? Isn't it almost getting to that point?
Yeah, and there's a lot of trickle down where there's a lot of talented players are beginning their college careers at the FCS level now.
Yes,
because they don't have spots, they don't develop on FBS rosters anymore because their spots are taken up by portal players. So there's some talented underclass, especially younger guys that you can watch it develop for a year or two at the FCS level before they make a jump. So, yeah, and it's always usually pretty competitive and a good brand of football.
Miss Frosty VFL, who we'll be seeing down at Calhoun's in subsequent days, weeks, and months. Tony, where is Laura? Letting you wear the same clothes 2 days in a row? Hey, Miss Frosty, unlike you and Jeff, she doesn't dress me. See, you see, Miss Frosty, and I love you, but I wear the pants in this family. And by the way, she gave up a long time ago on saying to me, you're not going to go out of the house looking like that today, are you? Gah! How fired up are you? How fired up, Matt, are you right now? And will you be watching some ball tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I'll have it on.
Nice.
Absolutely. I think Astros are still playing the Yankees. Two fun games last 2 nights. Somehow the Astros are in first place in the AL West, a game under 500. But
hey, it's why we have divisions.
On August 27th.
That's why we have divisions, guys. All you got to do is win what's in front of you.
Not April 27th. August 27th.
All you got to do is win what's in front of you.
They fired their GM Monday and told their manager he's not coming back, but they could still win the division
and maybe get on a run. Yeah, make a run in the playoffs.
Did
That's
I see
exactly
this right? The Reds waived the guy who hit a grand slam.
Are you for that or against that? You talking about the guy that killed Tony Valls yesterday? You talking about? Oh, I love this.
Who was on the wrong end of that?
Well,
All right,
Tony Valls got ejected in the first inning of the games. And
All right.
Drew Gilbert didn't play because he ran into the wall the night before and got hit by a Florida pitcher, which was disgraceful. But so it doesn't really count if the VFLs aren't playing for the Little Giants.
I was lurking yesterday in the Giants subreddit in the afternoon because I'm a sicko. No joke. And they were because they were about to sweep the series against the Reds, and I was like, well, I wonder what they're saying. They were in there celebrating. Hey, it's like they were like it's mid-August or late August, and we're about to get our first sweep. Better than nothing. Yeah, we suck, and we might lose 100 games, but at least we're going to sweep these turds, and we own the Dodgers, and we own the Padres, and we own a couple other high points. And then all of a sudden, Matt, and I just walk away from it because it's 9-3 in the ninth inning, and then I realize that a 9-3 lead, Tony Valls. And then rookie Hector Rodriguez, whoever that is, hits a leadoff home run. So now it's 9-4. There's no outs. The Reds load the bases. Eugenio Suarez, who had 17 home runs on the year, hits a grand slam. They didn't release him, Bri, did they? No.
That's kind of what I thought.
Look that up. That's
what I thought I read. I can't.
They wouldn't release Suarez.
No, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good player. The
Reds, great locker room guy too.
The Reds then tied the game. Tyler Stevenson hit a go-ahead RBI single. Poor Tony, though. That hasn't happened for the Reds coming from 6 runs back in the ninth in 70 years. And they right now are on a 96 loss pace. The last time that franchise, the Reds, did that, 6 runs down, May 8th, 1958, there have been that franchise has played 10,935 regular season games plus postseason when you total in postseason. So close to 11,000 games since they've had a comeback like that. Hey, Matt, you think it says Suarez and TJ Friedel put on waivers by the Reds? They
have 48 hours to claim them, and then if nobody claims them, they get to finish the year with the Reds.
Or they can come back to college baseball.
Let's go. This is getting... If we didn't care back in the day, would we care? I was thinking about that coming back from the stop I just had this morning. And I had to go pick something up, kind of dirty and grimy and all that. Can you imagine being like an LSU fan and knowing that you have 4 players on your roster? Can you imagine being a Tennessee basketball fan and knowing that you have 9 new players, then 10 new players, then 9 new players, then 10 new players, then 9 new players? And then knowing that here, school's already started. Washington's been here, been practicing, been going to class, now has an appeal. As Crosby, Stills, and Nash once said, it's getting to the point. It was kind of cute and funny when LSU sort of had the door slammed on them because our guy won his own court case, and he didn't fall into that category, Matt. And then we learned last night that he's ineligible now, as it sets. All the NCAA had to do, but they're never going to do the normal thing, whatever normal is, right? People say act normal. What does that even mean? But if you give the NCAA a fork in the road and you say, okay, take the logical fork or take the illogical path on that fork. If you take the logical or the illogical path, they're always, Matt, and I mean always, going to do the illogical thing. Instead of just counting last year's class in that 5-for-5 deal, like any normal, functioning, thinking, forward-thinking organization would have done, Matt, oh, no. Oh, no. Now we have a mess on our hands. Now we have a total effing mess.
Now they're thinking about banning teams that use professional players from postseason competition. They're banning teams from the playoffs who do that.
And this Rodney Kraft,
they didn't ban Alabama basketball in March.
Thank you.
They gave them a great draw even, which was surprising.
You're right. They didn't even slap Alabama down. They gave them a great draw. So why wouldn't LSU and Lane Kiffin say, hey, let's call some guys back? Why wouldn't Tennessee said, hey, to Washington, hey, go to court? I don't know if they funded it or not. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Would it surprise you, Matt, that Tennessee funded his court case? Well, of course not. This is big business. And by the way, they got a couple stiffs over there at center. And by the way, this is a huge, huge development for Tennessee basketball if they don't get him. If they can't somehow keep him on the roster. Because I was talking with somebody that's seen him practice a bunch of summer yesterday. And we just happened to be talking. Boy, he says, good thing they got Washington. It's so ironic. Good thing they got Washington, T. He said, because the other two guys, man, they're total stiffs in space. I mean, they're borderline unplayable. And Rodney Kraft asked, is Barnes still flexing? He's in here. He's an LSU guy, in my face right now. Hey, Rodney, you told me yesterday that LSU voted for this thing that the SEC passed near unanimously. No, they didn't, Rodney. They abstained from voting. Don't come in here and fib, Rodney. Don't fib to us. Don't fib to us, Rodney. You Tennessee hater. And the reason, Brian, that LSU was silent when the SEC voted is for what reason, Bri? So they want to keep
they don't want to.
They're keeping their options open. Hey, Matt, if any school's crazy enough to do it, any group's crazy enough to do it, it's that nutty-ass governor down there, Nutty Kiffin, whoever their nutty buddy athletic director is who's being governed by the governor, and nutty Will Wade. Will Wade is liable to take this guy from St. John's and let him practice covertly and then just put him out there on the first night of the season and say, stop me. I mean, the SEC telling LSU we'll take half the operating budget of the sport. Operating budget LSU football. Wonder what that is. That's got to be, let me think here. Let me look. Operating budget 2026 LSU football. The number is just under $51 million. Now, here's a question for you. You think the league is going to go to LSU and say, hey, we want $26 million from you. You play a couple of illegal players. And you know what, Matt? Tennessee Lee had a great comment yesterday when he said, after all this nonsense that's gone on now, this anarchy for 3 or 4 years, this is the thing that's got everybody all tore up. Like a dozen players a one-time deal for a dozen players because they should have just made it like we all thought they were going to. When they were talking 5 for 5 6 months ago, it was a layup. It was a because I remember us talking on the air. Do you bring Gillespie back? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. It was a layup that these guys were going to get a 5th year. Because it's what you do when you're a forward-thinking, kind of normal, for-profit business. Not these people. And then these statements these leagues are putting out about, well, I just tell you, it's amateurism and it's going to fly in the face of who we are. I mean, what a bunch of Barbra Streisand. You believe that BS? Do you believe that BS? Because I was told late last week, Tennessee was looking at the waiver wires and who they might be able to claw back. A little birdie told me that. And of course they were. And of course you would be. You're in a competitive situation.
You also have to think that if these guys were really great college players, they wouldn't be about to be cut from the NFL.
Well, that's beside the point, but they're not game changers. That's
exactly right, Matt. You could let them back in.
Game changer at all.
You could let them back in, not make a fuss about it, and just go on with your life. But now they're going to tie this thing up. This guy, the Tennessee signed, Matt, he's not a game changer. This Jalen Washington guy. Now, he helps them, and he helps their ceiling because they've got a couple guys over there that are kind of stiffs, no offense. But Orange Blood Vol says, abstaining from a vote, LSU's a bunch of cowards. Feel like they need guys with NFL squad experience and exposure old enough to rent their own cars, beating up on 18 to 20-year-olds. Hey, Orange Blood Vol, the thing Matt just said earlier, these sports are going to get older and older. I don't know how to tell you that. Here's why they're going to get older and older. You're going to have parents out there that are going to hold kids back. This is big money now. Not 1 year, but 2 years. They're athletes. That's true. The true freshman quarterback that's not going to start at Vanderbilt, but who will end up getting the job before the year's over, the Curtis kid, is turning 20 in December. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? I turned 19 in December of my freshman year, and I was old. But I was held back because I drew a PP on a stick man. As I said the other day on the air, I told John Adams that I always thought Matt was a sign of maturity. Do you agree with that?
You could certainly view it that way, yes.
Thank you. I mean, I knew male from female at the age of 5. Dumas, Tony, that's a very weird flex. I'm not flexing. I'm just telling you that I'm just honest with you on here. I come on here every day and I lay it out there.
So Cedric Tillman was released by the Browns, former Vol wide receiver.
Bring him back.
Matt, you think he could crack our receiving core right now?
He could be that third receiver for you, the big outside option. It'd be a nice,
that's exactly right,
ideal fit. He's your number 3 guy there on the right side.
Is
again,
is
Jalen Hyatt still with the Giants?
Nah, he's kind of a washout too. I think he's going to.
Well, I mean, I know that. I don't know if I just didn't know if he was still like on a team.
Isn't that interesting, Matt? That system made those guys big money. You talk about right place at the right time. What would have happened, Matt, with those guys and their careers if Josh Heupels didn't come along?
They wouldn't have had NFL careers.
I agree with that. Those guys would have been.
I'm a little surprised Tillman didn't hadn't had a little bit more success because he's a big physical guy. Hyatt was always just kind of that slot guy that could take the top off of defense. I didn't know how much that would translate in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what this fear and shoot system is produced. It just hasn't produced a ton of NFL receivers or quarterbacks, and doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it's good for, I guess, recruiting purposes maybe, but I mean, you got elite production out of those guys in college, so that's all that I care about. But you'd like for those guys to have more success, and it'll especially like a second or third contract where they can get a pension and be kind of set for life.
Yes. I'm glad for those guys. How long have those guys been in the NFL right now, Matt? Because I think 4 years or 5 years.
23 season.
So they play. They 23, 24, 25. All right. If those guys catch on with another team, 4 years. I think. Let me see what the NFL pension. It used to be 6 years. I think they've bargained that down. What number of years do you have to be NFL pension?
I thought it was 3 years.
It's 3 credited seasons. That's exactly right. It used to be 6, Brian.
It feels like 3.
Yeah. It used to be 6. So good for those guys. Good for those guys. In fact, great for those guys.
Well, maybe they can catch on somewhere else. I mean, Hendon Hooker's still on.
Sure.
I mean, Josh Dobbs is going to be like fully invested in the pension thing, which is really cool.
Yes. And so, football season's here. Week 7 is upon us. It kicks off tonight with a full slate of games that get underway at 6:00. I think it's a great, really intelligent, very smart thing that they're doing in the 1AA ranks. I really do. I think this is well played, and they're going to have the stage to themselves, and it's a cool deal, and I'm for it, not against it. And you look at tonight's schedule. You got Mercyhurst at Youngstown State. Jim Tressel up there, Bry, the AD at Youngstown State. Stony Brook at Delaware State. Okay, Delaware State's head coach is none other than that kid from Cal who looked like he was controlled by a joystick when he played Tennessee back in the day. The kid.
Nate Longshore?
No, the kid that played for the Eagles. Nate Longshore.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson. What the hell? Nate Longshore.
Well, now we have to figure out what Nate Longshore's doing now. Is he a high school quarterback coach, or is he selling insurance?
The reason I know that Delaware State is coached by Deshaun Jackson is my nephew was at an Eagle preseason game, and Deshaun Jackson brought his whole team to the game, and they sat in a section together and they hung out for like a team outing. So good for Deshaun Jackson. Maine, Brian, what's Maine's nickname in your W. Lynn voice?
The Black Bears. The Bears.
Tonight in the 6:00 window, they play at Towson. Towson gave me the great Sean Landetta, who I've got a jersey of him in the other room. Authentic Philadelphia Stars Sean Landetta jersey. Kudos to you, Sean Landetta, wherever you may be, on the High Noon Hotline. Then we have
Nate Longshore.
And then he controlled by a joystick, Matt. I don't think I'd call Nate Longshore a joystick player. Isn't Nate Longshore, Matt, the guy that got knocked in the next week? Isn't that the guy we knocked out?
No, that was Craig Stevens, their tight end.
How do you remember that, Matt? He got dropped.
Yeah, he played for the Titans.
How do you forget stuff like this?
How do you remember Nate Longshore, Brian? Of all people.
You said Cal. You said Cal, and I thought you said quarterback.
No, I said controlled by a joystick.
Somehow I heard quarterback in there, and I guess maybe I didn't hear the
Deshaun
right
Jackson was unbelievable. He was electric. Kind of reminds me of the old story of Willie Galt when they played at LSU, and he was running by LSU's sidelines, and he went beep, 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 like he was on the Roadrunner. Chattanooga tonight, guys, at West Georgia. Bri, what can you tell me about the mocks, if anything? Do we need to get Jim Reynolds on and ask about Titans-Bills phone calls and stir that all up?
Well, the mocks were in the FCS playoffs, I think 2 years ago, but missed them last year. So they look to rebound, and I think they're still coached by Rusty Wright. They were on Tennessee's schedule, I think, in 24.
Moving along. So that's something about, you see, you don't get knowledge like this just anywhere. Charleston Southern at Lindenwood. Let me tell you something. Charleston Chews, one of my favorite candy bars back in the day. Matt, did you ever have a Charleston Chew? Very good.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, so rich in your mouth. Oh, it melted in your mouth, not in your hands. Southern Illinois, Bri, the Salukis at West Florida. The Salukis are always pretty good, Bri, always in the mix and in the hunt at year's end.
I didn't know there was a West Florida. That's news.
Yes.
Maybe there's a caller named West Florida.
Conzo's Omelet says that Cal tight end got decapitated on the kickoff, and Longwood was a stiff. I thought it was Longshore, Bri. It wasn't Longwood, was it?
It was Longshore, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Longwood was the name he took. Well, never mind. West Valley and Frosty, I love you. Frosty, I know you wear your pants. Now, I don't know who dresses Nico, though. The last time I saw your dog, Nico, I was a little concerned. By the way, we're live tomorrow at Calhoun's on the river, and I'm fired up, folks, prepared for that.
Longshore is a private quarterback coach, but he previously was UNLV's tight ends coach before Dan Mullen got there. Shout out Kyle Blackburn.
Shout out Kyle Blackburn. Mississippi Valley State at Nichols. Brian, what can you tell me about Mississippi Valley State? Now, you better know this, Brian.
Isn't that the alma mater of Jerry Rice?
You damn straight. When Willie Totten was the quarterback, and that'll never be forgotten by this living fan.
Jerry Rice would still be wide receiver one there at 65 years old, probably.
No question. You talk about a physical. He's a physical freak. Gardner Webb at Austin P. Brian, what can you tell me about Go P?
They are, I believe, coming off a playoff berth.
That's correct. And they
lost in heartbreaking fashion, I think, at Tarleton State last year.
To Tarleton State.
Where they should have won the game.
Should have won the game. When we get him on, Coach Ferris next week, we're going to grill him on that. I'm going to say Brian Hartman did not like your strategy in that game. How do you plead? We're going to dig up some old bones on him. But they play tonight, 7 o'clock. I'll tell you what, they've done a really, Gerald Harrison was the AD down there for a hot minute. I think he's up at Marshall now. Shout out to the Carver clan. But they do a really nice job at Austin P. And Rod in Clarksville, you need to get out there tonight and support them. 6 o'clock your time. Going to be a nice night for football. It's about time you did something, Rod in Clarksville. All right, Bri. General Lafayette at Georgetown. What can you tell me about either school? 7 Eastern time tonight, or you, Matt? Okay, Matt, who was the really good player from Georgetown when we hosted them in an NIT game when the Buzz Peterson era, when there was 50 people there, and I was there with the great Ben Zorio. There had to be 50 people in the stands.
His last name was Sweeney. Was it Mike Sweeney?
Mike Sweetney. Very good for remembering that, Matt. And can you name me 2 players on our team that year, Matt? Can you remember what edition of the Vols that would have been?
A buzzball team.
Uh-huh.
Brandon Crump and L. Grace Wilborn.
There you go. Thank you. Moving along.
Good you mentioned those 2. They had a real connection there.
And those that know. Is Brandon Crump the one that got beat up by the baseball player? Who got jacked up by the baseball player in the anyway?
You talk about over the pool game?
No, I didn't hear about the pool. No. What happened to the pool game?
Andy Akikor guy
That's who it was. Andy
knocked out.
Andy Iedebor got knocked out. That's right. And who was the baseball player, Matt, that hit him? Do you remember?
No, Kevin Burnett was a football player that knocked him out. But I think L. Grace Wilborn broke Brandon Crump's jaw, too, at some point. He got kicked off the team.
Those were the days, and you knew when you were then. Girls,
how do you think, what kind of NIL deal would Andy Akikor get nowadays?
Mister, you could use Rusty Riddle called Crump a stiff. Crump wasn't a stiff. Crump was okay.
He was okay.
Andy Iedebor was a stiff.
I think they showed him in the stands at one of the Texas games recently when Tennessee played down there.
That's really cool.
He's from Houston, I think.
He's a Houston kid. That's right.
He was like a top 50 player. I mean, I don't think he ever quite lived up to that, but I'd love
to see Rick Barnes coach some of those guys. He would have developed them. Houston Christian tonight, guys, at Southeastern Louisiana. John Adams, shout out to you. Jennifer Morris, shout out to you.
Houston Christian is where Todd Walker's son played baseball, I think.
Brian Hartman bringing the knowledge. And Southeastern Louisiana, are they the Raging Cajuns? Or is that just Louisiana?
That was formerly Southwest Louisiana.
Thank you.
Now Louisiana.
Southeastern Louisiana, do they put
that's not a very big profile place.
Not the Mud Dogs.
Do they put egg whites, Matt, in their Creole soup or in their gumbo in Southeastern Louisiana?
That's a John Adams question.
Moving along. Eastern Illinois at Murray State. What can you guys tell me about either school?
John Morant and Tony Romo.
Bang! And by the way, Matt, do you find it a miscarriage of justice that Tony Romo is about to lose a $45 million job because he couldn't hire a driver and driving around drunk?
I mean, not really. That's
really, and you know what? CBS
his stick got old really quickly.
That's exactly right. CBS is going to get out from under him.
Yeah,
because they had a bad deal. They had a bad deal, and they got a get out of free jail card, or however I butcher that saying. But I've always butchered that saying. A get out of free jail card. Anyway. So that's Eastern Illinois at Murray State. Brian, what do you know about Murray State that you can share with us here?
I think Brandon Wharton's son played quarterback there.
Bang. What about
recently?
What about that's very good stick, Brian, by you. Shout out
MP3. Phil's FCS guide this year. You can tell.
Okay. What about John Morant, who's now committed to playing basketball? Are you buying or selling John Morant's resurgence, Brian?
Coached by Matt McMahon.
Yes. My buddy Tom Kelsey.
I would buy into John Morant if I knew he was going to be mature enough.
The great Tom Kelsey, who now coaches high school ball in the Mid-State, was an assistant under Mark Gottfried there back in the day. And they, in the old OVC days, Brian, lived. I don't even know if they're still in the OVC. I apologize for that. But in the old OVC days in hoops, they lived. They are
in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Thank you. Ranger Don said it's Bush League from CBS. Do you think, Matt, that's Bush League for CBS? When the guy hasn't done a lick of homework or research and has been mailing it in for like 4 seasons to get out from under him? He's making $55 million or some crazy thing like that. Are you kidding? Ranger Don, you're out of your mind. And by the way, Greg Olson's better anyway. Moving along. LIU, Brian, is at North Dakota this evening. That is your 8 o'clock game. So all these games either kick off at 6, 7, and then 1 at 8. One of these games tonight is on Fubo, Brian. Will you be getting Fubo or Flow Sports, rather? Hustle and Flow.
Fubo. No, I don't have Fubo. I don't have access to Fubo.
Brian, do you find Flow from the Progressive commercials attractive? Yes or no?
Not really, I guess.
Yes, I do. I had an argument with a buddy of mine about that. He goes, "You're kidding, right? You trying to trigger me?" I said, "No. Pretty gal."
Well, I don't feel like he does about her, but I'm not really turned on by her.
Yeah, we almost came to blows, so to speak. All right, Matt Dixon. How fired up, focused, and prepared are you to talk about the 3 teams you think in the SEC are going to implode? Before you do that, let me give you a little empirical information here. We got to know what we're looking at. These are numbers compiled across several sources. Who knows how much we're paying for these rosters? The answer is nobody really knows. But on the other side, now that we got the fun and frivolity out of the way, and I want to encourage you to watch some 1AA football tonight. You know why? Because these people care. It's pretty good football. It's a good thing to wet your whistle, which is a pretty good old jam, on the way to week 0, on the way to the Vols and Furman. And by then, maybe Arian Carter will be, only like suspended for a quarter. But we're going to come back on the other side. And when we do, the Vols are playing some rather highly compensated rosters this year. Some highly compensated, if you believe these numbers that I'm going to lay down here. Nick Jackson. One time I said I enjoyed Romo's insight, and you destroyed me on here, LOL. I thought Tony Romo, when he first started, was really good. When he was just out of the league, and he knew a lot about every team, and he would predict the plays. But boy, like Matt said, he got really stale. Really stale. And the fact that he's with a guy, Matt, if Jim Nantz was a flavor, what flavor would he be? Like, what comes to mind? Because Jim Nantz reminds me of like cardboard. Flat cardboard.
It'd be the most basic vanilla you could get. It's really not a flavor, yeah.
He kind of reminds me of those smoky gray uniforms that debuted for Butch Jones about 10 years ago. And his name was Butchie Boy, and he went for it on 4th and a half a foot at Texas A&M. And Texas A&M at the time was Brian, coached by, do you remember who coached Texas A&M? Do you remember, Brian? Who coached Texas?
That was Kevin Sumlin.
Kevin Sumlin with John Chavis as his DC.
Kevin Sumlin, who recently was in the UFL. That can be seen on Fox in the spring. But I'm on CBS. And I'm boring as all hell. and I call NFL games like calling golf. That's how we talk in golf. And we're going to take a brief time out and continue with more on the other side as we roll it back on your Tony Basilio show. It's a Thursday. We're going to talk about which teams are going to flame out. Do you have a team that you think is going to flame out? Call 865-200-5402 and more after this.
Tony B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie. They underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues. you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
You know, I was thinking today, we're going to have a Connexial drive of the game in 9 days. And Matt, who will score the touchdown in the Connexial drive of the game in 9 days? TGMD. And then we'll go to the phones.
Mike Matthews on a deep shot.
I'm convinced yesterday that Adam Sparks is right. Matthews and Staley are going to have blow-up years this year. And I would not count this Jackson guy out either. I think the Jackson guy is going to have a huge year on some busted plays too.
Well, as long as Staley and Matthews are your two frontline guys, you can have that revolving door as whoever your third receiver is.
Yep.
Just kind of by committee. Like that's not a bad thing. Maybe matchup wise or just in a game, whoever's in rotation, whoever happens to be out there when there's a busted play, like you don't necessarily need a lot like to define who your third receiver is. As long as you can kind of spread that around, it's not really a bad thing if and Staley had a breakout year last year. If Matthews takes that next step and those guys stay healthy, you can afford to tinker around with your third, fourth, and fifth receiver.
Braylon Staley, by the way, is going to be at Calhoun's tomorrow evening, 5:30 to 6:30, meeting, greeting, signing, kissing, hugging, shaking hands, kissing babies. He's a great guy. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be there tomorrow, beginning the show at the regular time. So come on down, eat some lunch, talk some sports. Steve Russell. I'm going to go to the phones at 865-200-5402. We're going to spend the rest of our time talking about the upcoming season with the SEC. And then I'm trying to stay off this madness. That's why I did that thing with the 1AA schedule. There are actually games going on in a sport we love. Yeah, it's a lower division. I understand. But it's still the sport of college football. It's still kids that want to do it. Bobby Wilder's next level. I'm cheering for Go P. And, let's go. Go P. But, at the end of the day, I'm extremely excited about, the rebirth of fall. Sure, our winners and losers presented by Dos Equis is back for another year. It's going to be unbelievable. We got some additions to our panel we've added this season, beefing it up, as it were. Will the Thrill Heflin will be back with us. Proud papa he is. You know what, Bri? I might just pick a few games this year. I might just show my prowess.
You're either going to be like
Brian
4-0
knows me.
or 0-4.
That's me. I'm either super
There's
hot
no in between
or super not, just like I am on the air. I'm either super hot or super not. Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. Hey, is DGG on, Bri? Does he play tonight? Do you know? The DGG watch?
I'm not sure about that.
Hello and welcome in. You are on.
Doesn't Furman play tonight?
Our high noon hotline. Furman. I didn't hear Furman's name. No, I don't think Furman plays. Matt.
I thought they were. I think
they do play. They play this weekend.
Somebody that's like in Carson Newman's league. Like I'm not
play
even
Anderson.
Kidding. I know they play. Yeah, they play Anderson this weekend. Yeah, they're in action in week 0. I don't think it's tonight though, or it would be on, wouldn't it?
If it is, they get a couple extra days to rest up for the Vols.
With
that line a little bit.
Hey, with a quarterback, 5-star player. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. Hi. Hello? Let's try this again. Hi, welcome in. You're on your Tony Basilio show, High Noon phone line.
Sushi Spot, Bozo.
Hello. Hey, shout out to Sushi Spot Robin. Shout out to Sushi Spot Shane. I saw Sushi Spot Missy the other night at a gig, and I love you guys. Great memories. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, this is Lukey Dome.
Hey, Lukey Dome, welcome in.
Hey, I'll go with Alabama, but I don't want to talk about it. I think they'll probably go downhill a little bit. But
Alabama's is your pick to nosedive this year?
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
Right.
I think they got a freshman quarterback going too, don't they?
Mm-hmm. He's a redshirt freshman, but yes, they do. Very talented kid.
Well, Mike, my brother, you remember him?
Of course.
He got to take Dolly Parton. I think she liked radio broadcasters like you guys, and I think she came to the radio station because he's got his picture made with her.
Wow.
A big picture with Dolly Parton.
What year would that have been?
I'll show it to you.
What year would that have been, Lukey?
Well, I don't know. probably 87, 86.
That's neat. That's neat.
Yeah, I don't know. It don't have the date on it, but it's a really nice picture.
That's really neat.
Well, I checked into the baseball stuff, and I went to, and I hated that the Cincinnati, they got 7 runs in the top of the ninth to beat our Giants.
Our Giants are going to lose 100 games, man. That's what's going to happen to them.
Had that game won, they've lost so many games at the end of the game.
They have 0 players left. And in Major League Baseball, when you have 0 players and then they ship out your arms that are pretty good in the bullpen at the trade deadline, that's like telling Tony Vitello, good luck to you, my friend. I know you're very competitive.
They never had good arms in the bullpen.
And they were never good to begin with. That's exactly right, Matt. The Phillies got one of those stiffs at the deadline, and he's a total stiff. And he got hurt, by the way. No offense to him.
Phillies are going to be okay. They'll probably overtake the Braves. Well, here, I'm going to talk something that y'all don't want to hear about.
All right.
I was kind of saddened that George McIntyre lost his starting job. You know, I was in his corner.
Talk to me.
I'm rooting for Faison, though. I'm behind him.
Yep.
But I think we lose 4 games. We have a better chance of losing 4 games. And if we're picking McIntyre, I think we'd had a better chance of just losing 2 games because of his experience. And he's been there. He's a sophomore, really. And I don't think he would have made as many mistakes. So, like you said the other day, we're going to have some growing pains, and that's probably 2 more losses.
Look, a guy.
But I hope I'm wrong.
Look,
I hope I'm wrong.
Look, a guy who, when they had scrimmage football, since he's been on campus, no offense to George McIntyre, but if they were going to do an NIL deal, Sarah Lee, the Apple turnover, would be a very good thing for him. Luke, how when a guy turns a ball over in the last scrimmage twice and threw 1 for a touchdown in the other scrimmage, how do you think playing him in a game is going to work? What are you talking about?
Well, he was probably just throwing the ball up. He's probably been tackled when he threw the ball or something like that at the end of the scrimmage. And, there's making, he was a 5-star. George McIntyre was a 5-star. He got hurt, and then they lowered him down to a 4-star.
So you play into the conspiracy thing, because Adam Sparks, yesterday he was on the air saying that, some people kind of were saying, why did you let Brandon throw all these deep balls and you only let G-Mac throw 1 in the scrimmage, and they let Brandon throw 6? And Matt, does G-Mac's camp have a beef there? 6-1 deep balls attempted in scrimmages, Matt?
Come on, Matt.
I have no idea. I don't know how they played. I have no idea.
Yep.
And I think, I think Michigan was after G-Mac, and
Michigan.
Notre Dame wanted him, and
Notre
he probably
Dame.
ended up at Notre Dame and win the national championship there.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, they were after him. I know Michigan was for sure. It was I got it in the paper. I got to find it. And he was a 5-star, Tony.
How would she say it, Bri?
Here,
not the paper, Bri. How would she say it? MC, Bri.
Poiper.
Shout out RJ
Poiper.
in the Poiper. Shout out RJ. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. You got a bad take. Trust me, I have several a week. Saying that you wanted J-Mac to start, okay, fine. Saying that you wanted J-Mac to start because the record would be better and he turned the ball over less is it's a pretty bad take. I mean, I don't know how to tell you that. I'll say it right to your face. That's a horrendous take, actually, Luke. It's one of the worst takes I've heard on here in a long time.
I think they should have respected McIntyre and let him start the game, but they ought to bring in Faison slowly. Bring him in slowly so there won't be so much pressure on.
Let's go to lose to Georgia Tech. Let's turn it over like 9 times.
Can you imagine a freshman starting against Georgia Tech?
Yes,
at Georgia Tech.
I can imagine. He's going to do it, and he's going to get the dub, the big W, big W, big W. Come on, Lukey.
Right. I hope you're right. I'm for him. I'm not against him. I hope he throws that ball well. And we'll see.
Lukey, you're the man, Lukey. I love you. I'm gonna see you in the park later today. You gonna be out there?
You know, I've already been out there.
Darn,
I may come later.
I gotta get
It's hot as a firecracker out there, Tony.
Is it hot? I'm gonna get me some fresh air.
Hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there around
90 degrees right now.
I'm gonna go out there around 6 and play till it rains on me.
Oh yeah, well, sun will be almost down by then. Another hour.
Love you, Lukey.
Okay, have a good one.
We ship floors, Allen. I'm gonna call you later. He says this is a troll call. Was Luke trolling or was he serious, Matt? In your humble opinion, hearing Luke down through the years.
I don't think Luke trolls. If that was Luke, I kind of agree with Alan. That might have been Clooney's best work.
That was not. That was not Clooney.
I mean, it's the best call we've had so far today, but that's not saying much.
No, I think. What was it?
It's the only call we've had today.
No, we had Lemongrass Adams.
We had Sushi Spot.
Sushi Spot Adams. No, Sushi Spot Bozo. Get it right. 865-200-5402. Let's keep, we'll keep the action going. Let me get a legal in here, then we keep the action going.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do your legals have arguably the best voices in radio? I mean, they're outstanding.
That's incredible.
Lukey Dome, do you think his take on building a dome at Lindsey Nelson Stadium or starting GMAC, which were the worst of the two takes?
Starting having a retractable dome in Lindsey Nelson Stadium is something I can get behind. I mean, you can laugh at that if you want, but Taylor, do you enjoy this show and do you find it moronic at the same time?
Johnny, I enjoy it. I find it sophomoric, moronic, entertaining, all the above. It's outstanding. Tony, the good news is, or the good or bad news, if they decided to fund Lukey Dome, put the dome at LNS, if they started today, they probably would have it done by 2039.
I was just telling the fellers here that a bunch of the Brie and Cheesers have gotten bad news, and the bad news is that a bunch of them are going to be parking either in the 11th Street garage or they're being kicked over to the Ag campus with the commoners. Not good.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad for the deep pocket guys that have to ride a shuttle, Tony. And
ride the shuttle.
With the commoners over at the Ag campus. Yep. I mean, some of those guys would probably be getting a helicopter to drop them off at G10.
Probably a good idea by you. Get some Amazon drones and fly in some fans. Not a bad idea by you, man.
Tony, I hear G10 will be demolished sometime in 2029, and the replacement will be ready right before the Lukey Dome, late 2030s.
Taylor, what is your take on the fact that our buddy drove up here because he thought he was going to be a part of the baseball team, and the minute he unpacks his stuff, literally on the campus, some judge for some stupid ass reason says that he can't be. He now cannot play baseball. I mean, how ridiculous is this, Taylor? What we're doing?
Tony, the absurdity of modern day college sports. Honestly, if you went back in a time machine, you would think that this is like absolute fiction and satire. You just can't make it up. The stupidity, you really can't. And I'll just leave it at that. They've got to make some really put some dang guardrails in and get some sanity, because it has gone pure loco. It's pure off the rails. Whatever can be worse than off the rails, it's off the rails. But Chappie, there's no, you know what? He drove 20 hours from Colorado, Tony,
20 hours.
Absolute thought process of, hey, I'm playing.
That's it.
On my 5th year,
100%.
And I still think it will hopefully happen. But yeah, that's a darn shame.
How's it going to happen? Are they going to tell Chappie? Are they going to tell Chappie?
Chappie's going to litigate. He's got to. I mean, I've heard I think Mike Wilson reported that Chappie told him that he's going to seek an injunction. So yeah, that's going to happen.
So I wonder if Marcos get involved in that, because he represents Marcos.
Bring Garza.
Yeah.
He can make it happen. That'd be next level.
Marcos, you need to come on and spill the beans on the air, man. Let's break the code and let's get him on here, and let's make this thing happen.
Well, Tony, two things.
Yeah,
as they say in the trade on the way out.
On a trade.
9-3 is worst case scenario. With this home schedule, they've got to figure out a way to go 9-3 or better.
What?
It's got to happen.
What?
8-4, close the door, Tony. No 8-4. Last thing before I lose you, Tony, I'm in the mountains in a place to be determined.
Your love is fading.
Dolly Parton might be globally the most beloved, the most popular, just the best person that has existed in this world. And it's a damn shame that we lost her. But Tony, her legacy will shine on. The amount of what she's given back to the world it's almost, you can't put that in dollars. She is a true queen, and rest in peace, Dolly Parton, Tony.
And by the way, thank you. The amount of stories that have come out about all these people that quietly down through the years she was sustaining financially and helping, and the amount of causes and the way she did not let money stick to her, which I find a heroic thing. Incredible businesswoman, Dolly Parton. Incredible. When was it, guys, that she sung at the University of Tennessee? A couple seasons back, she was promoting something. Always promoting, always working, always on the move. Do you guys remember? And then her piece in her ear, the IFB was not working, so she was thrown all off in her performance, but she soldiered through it. Matt, was that 3 seasons ago, 2 seasons ago? Do you guys remember? By the way, somebody reminded me, asked me, are you wearing the same Amachi shirt? Yes, I am. I'm trying to get some tickets in. The Amachi tailgate, Amachi. The tailgate is going to be for the Kennesaw State game. We need your tickets. If you go online, you'll see why. But this is for children that have one or both parents incarcerated. My son's fiance, Emma, has been a part of that program for 3 years. She has a relationship with a precious young girl that she's mentored. It is a beautiful thing. My friends at Calhoun's take care of the tailgate, so those kids get some world-class food. My friends at Alumni Hall step up, and these kids get nice, beautiful new items to wear to the game. And we have several other sponsors that kick in various ways that don't want to be named. Clarky Boy over at Select Ticket Service has helped us down through the years when we needed help. And it's really, really, really an incredible day. And you can do your part. We need your tickets. We need your tickets. Now, some of you are streak people. I don't want you to break your streak. Most of you are not. I realize that doing this early in the season, we're kind of exposing ourselves because we need a couple hundred tickets, 250 to be exact. But you never don't come through for us, Vol Nation. And I encourage you to come by and see us. I really encourage you to come by and see what we do. I'll publish over at tclub.team where we're going to be. Last year, I met hundreds of people from all over the country who come in for games. It's a beautiful thing. And the great thing about this year, Matt, is that the youngsters are going to get an opportunity to go to a night game, Matt, in Neyland Stadium. Isn't that a cool thing?
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And a longer tailgate, get out there, be over there for 5 or 6 hours even.
Yep, that's what we're going to do.
No, that'll be cool.
That is what we're going to do.
A little bit difficult early in the year for the ticket situation, but
it's going to be difficult.
Fan base always comes through.
And then the next thing that I'm going to do the next day after
maybe get a parking pass to the Ag Campus
after doing Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction that night, celebrating the win, and then watching what's next, because you know who we're going to get ready for after that, don't you? Texas has a Crip game before us, Matt, too. I think they do, yes. They have a warm-up game, too. They play Ohio State. They're kind of like us. They play a real game in week 2. And then they take a Crip game. So, but there'll be some good action on that day. We'll go to the phones and get as many people in here as humanly possible. Am I tailgating in the entertainment district? No, but I would. But I want to thank the two fellas in Nashville that every year pay for our spot. I say, guys, do you want me to mention it in the blog? And they're like, no. But a spot over there in Circle Park, I think, is like $2,000, maybe. So, living listener asked if Andy's going to perform at the tailgate. I think if that happened, Laura would probably beat me over the head with a tray of, let's see here. I'd probably be wearing some mac and cheese, Matt. What do you think?
Or you'd take one of those plastic chairs to the dome.
Nick Jackson said,
old wrestling bit.
Nick Jackson said that David Pollock's reporting Texas has internal turmoil. Let me tell you something about Texas. I told you earlier in the week, Arch Manning's having a very awful kind of summer. He's not playing well. He's not been good in camp. I stand by that. A friend of mine called me last night who's in the business. He said, Tony, I was listening to you. He's not in the market. He's outside the market. He said, I was tooling around listening to it. He said, I picked up the phone and called some people I know at Texas. And they told him that Arch Manning is not having a good camp, has not looked good. Matt, what do you make of that?
It's interesting. I don't like. It's hard to figure. Like when you say not having a bad camp, like I don't
good
like. Well,
camp.
I'm curious what that means, because usually quarterbacks can have great camps and then be bad when the lights come on and they can be hit.
You're right.
Like that's usually the struggle that quarterbacks make. Is a lot of them actually look good in camp, but struggle in the season. So if a quarterback is struggling in camp, that's a really odd thing. I'd be curious what that means, because you would think, especially when your head coach is your quarterback guy, that they could kind of tinker their camp to boost their confidence or make them look good, if anything. So that's kind of odd.
It's very odd. It's not a good thing to hear about a quarterback in camp. Not one that's going to be the number one pick in the draft. But see, at some point, these number one picks, and at some point you got to play and you got to show you can do it. Or they're just going to take him because his last name's Manning and expect him to do it. But he's not Peyton's kid, and he's not Eli's kid. I mean, I'm not trying to get, personal here. Let's go to the phones.
He's Cupper's kid.
Cupper.
Maybe he could be a converted wide receiver at some point.
Hello and welcome in. You're on our Thursday edition, reeling, rocking, and rolling on the High Noon Hotline. Hi. Hello, you're on the air. Hola, amigo. Hola, amigo. You're on the air. All right, you're gone. Hello, you're on the air. Welcome in. Don't tell me this is happening. Hi, you're on the
Hey,
air.
man, love your show.
Hey, welcome in.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Tuning in again because football season's right around the corner. And
well, that's nice of you to leave us all year. But go ahead, continue.
No problem. So Kentucky
this
football.
is Zinco. You never leave us. Go ahead. You're a clown. What a punk and a clown you are, man, to say something like that.
Kentucky football is becoming a family tradition around these parts.
Oh, that's great, man. Your daughter's a sweetheart.
Thank you. And she now lives in Cincinnati, Tony. She lives, interestingly enough, right between where the Bengals and the Reds play. She's smack dab in the middle of all this professional sports action in the great town of Cincinnati.
What is she doing? May I ask?
She works for a boutique capital lending company. She works in finance, and she's killing it. She's been at it now for 2 months. You know, she graduated in May, moved up there.
Her.
Yeah.
You must be very proud, man.
I'm very proud.
Let me say this about Zinco, because you are kind of an imbecile. No offense.
I try.
And you're a Titan fan. And by the way, what I didn't say is the day we're doing the Amachi thing, I'm getting up the next day and driving to Nashville to watch my Eagles once and for all get a W in that stadium. I don't know if the Eagles have ever won down there, but I'm going down, and it's not going to put the Zaggy on them. I'm wearing my Kelly green. I'm not wearing Jeffrey Lurie green. I'm wearing Kelly green, the real color. And we will real rock and roll till the break of dawn. But in the meantime, about your daughter. So his daughter called me last year, and she was working on something for her school, a project, and she wanted to interview me about what we do and the business behind what we do. I found her to be one of the brightest, most introspective, most mature human beings, young people that I've ever talked to. And I told her that. I said, I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what your eyes are on. I said, but the way you carry yourself, you are phenomenal. And I mean, listen, and I mean that when I say that to you. So can I ask you something?
I don't know if I want to know where this, I think I know where this is going. Yeah, go ahead, Donnie.
What happened to you?
Well, that's one of the mysteries of life, Tony. We'll never know.
It would be like somebody with my athletic ability giving birth to like somebody that plays basketball like Michael Jordan. That's what you did.
It's a good thing I've got a great sense of humor. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. She takes after her mother. How about that? Does that work?
I think you're a very, very bright guy as well. You help a lot of men with men's health, which I love
Thank
too,
you.
Dr. Rogers.
Thank you. Yeah, we're working hard at that every day. And September's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Listen, guys, September's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
Yep.
Get it checked.
Yesterday was National Dog Day. I gave my dog a double heaping of chicken last night on her dinner.
Did she love it?
Oh, she woofed it.
You're a great man, Tony.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm lame.
And I love what you said about Dolly Parton. I did listen yesterday.
What a treasure, man.
Man, you know, whenever it's my time to go, I hope that, you know, you give me a shout out like you gave Dolly or anybody for that matter. You're so good at that. So good at that.
Well, Dolly Parton's an American treasure. How many things can all Americans agree on?
Oh, exactly. Very little.
Very little.
So getting back to the point of the call, Kentucky football, you know, and it's true, Tony, I really haven't, I tune in. I love your show, you know, and I love everybody involved in the show, but there's some days where I can't tune in. So I'm not sure if you've covered Kentucky football during the off season or not, but if you don't mind, and I wish Tennessee Lee were, or if he's listening, because I know the quarterback, Kenny Minchie, went to Pope John Paul II, which is right in his backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if he has any, of course, he went to Notre Dame, transferred to UK, but I'm wondering if he has any inside knowledge about Kenny and his abilities. And you too, Tony, if you know much about Kenny Minchie and what to expect out of the Wildcats this year. I'm really excited about Will Stein. I think he's a breath of fresh air in a program that was kind of getting stale, getting flat.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but I think he's going to do some great things up there in Lexington. So I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Kenny Minchie's 21 years of age. He is from Nashville, and he played well in spurts at Notre Dame when given an opportunity. You kind of get the feeling, Matt, that Will Stein's going to be pretty good at Kentucky. The problem they're going to have, Zinko, when you and your daughter are enjoying them, is they're not going to spend money. They're way overspending in basketball to overcompensate for a bad hire that the boosters made there. And the result of that is going to be that their football program is going to suffer. Now, I don't know how far down the list, guys, they're going to slide. Matt, 5 years from now, where will Kentucky football be? Because they have their MAC scheduling that they do. They schedule some wins. But now you got to play 9 league games. This year, their win total is 4.5. What happens, guys, to Kentucky football? What do y'all think?
I think they fall to the bottom third of the league, which is kind of where they historically have been. They got a little bit of traction there under Stoops for a couple of years, but no, I think they're at the bottom of the league along with Arkansas, probably Mississippi State. I think Vanderbilt's set up to be better over the next 5 years than Kentucky is.
They probably have a 7 to 8 win ceiling.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, Bri.
They're rarely ever going to do better than 8 and 4, and they probably won't do that well most years.
It's a good way of looking at it, Bri. And the thing about Stoops was Stoops you got to give Stoops credit. He had a pretty high floor for what he did there. I mean, he was pretty good. Like, they were in bowls, constantly and that sort of thing.
He did as well as you possibly could.
Yeah, I think that's right.
A high floor, but just an extremely low ceiling.
No ceiling.
But took advantage of teams when they're down.
Yes.
He beat Florida a couple of times.
Yes, 4 out of 5 years, which is kind of amazing. In a period where we were like in a 14-game losing streak to them or some crazy thing, whatever it was. No, it wasn't that. That was Alabama at one time. But yeah, we were in a period where we couldn't beat Florida, and Kentucky beat them like 4 out of 5 years, and then we'd play Kentucky and absolutely just own them. Hell out. Yeah, just own them. It had to run all over those people. We went way into the wilderness, and they still couldn't. The only time, Brian, they beat us was when?
When a coach was about to get fired. In the last 40 years, that's about all they've ever won in. The year Dooley was on his way to getting fired. Butch was on his way to getting fired. Pruitt was on his way to getting fired.
We come back on the other side, 865-200-5402. We roll it on back. I want to hear from you. We got a line available at 865-200-5402. What 3 teams do you think are getting ready to hit the crapper in the SEC? We'll talk about it because there's going to be some implosions in the league this year. There's a group of about 8 teams, and Tennessee's one of them. Couple of those teams in that top 8 are getting ready to hit the wall. And I'm talking Splat City. As we continue with more after this. Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie. They underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired, foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So, guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morse here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon Real Vodka. Real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the .1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexio.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexio, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
865-200-5402. Will Jalen Washington receive the Chaz Coleman Award at the end of the year? You know, Matt, we ought to start having like a Chaz Coleman Award for those guys that almost were, because in this area, you're going to get a bunch of them. You'll have a bunch of nominees by the end of next year.
I think Washington's already practiced a lot more than Coleman did, so he might be ineligible.
What a great
for the
point.
award.
What a great point.
I think Washington actually wanted to play.
By the way,
wanted to work out and wanted to do this stuff to get ready to play, unlike the other guy.
By the way, Brian, kudos, Kentucky came up our last segment. Kudos to the great Larry Vaught, another victim of Richard G. West. How did Richard get him last night, Brian?
I think Richard G. West said something about how they were going to replace or sing the Dolly Parton version of Rocky Top at Neyland Stadium or something.
I thought it was the butterflies on the helmet, butterfly sticker on the helmet. But anyway.
Or something like that, yeah.
Matt,
and Larry Vaught replied to it, saying that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, he retweeted it and was all fired up, and poor Larry, he got.
There's a chance that Larry Vaught got pantsed.
Do you think
by Richard G. West?
Do you think this Richard G. West, Matt, gets his jollies when the conventional media is retweeting his stuff?
Well, yeah, I think that's the whole point of the account. As long as you fool one or two of those people each time, that keeps them going.
He's called us a time or two. That he broke the Kim Caldwell story because he deals in the absurd, right? Only furthers my belief that she is going to be the most absurd hire that could ever be made. The only reason you hire somebody like that is if you're trying to keep a program down. No offense to her. Now, they've totally warped their schedule down, but Richard G. West is he's a treasure. And he's goaded me a few times. And Richard, I see you out there, bruh. I see you. But he's also called the show a time or two, and he's a funny guy. Hello and welcome in. There's some media people in town that he just melts. Hello and welcome in. You are on our High Noon phone line and a High Noon hotline coming up here in about 25. Hi.
Well, how are you guys?
Doing
Good
great.
to hear your voice.
Great to hear your voice.
It's Big R. I enjoyed listening to you yesterday, Tony. It's just you went code red there on a caller only to bring it on back with a meal. And
Tell him I
loved
loved him.
It
Yeah.
got me ready.
I'm gonna buy him a meal. That's right.
Find that good. You need that from time to time. Full circle.
He needed his oil change too, Big R. You know what I mean? You deal with young people. They're so in the litmus test now. These kids are. It's like just live, guys. Just live.
Oh, I enjoyed the whole process, the whole healing aspect.
Yes.
The entire thing was wonderful. Hey, Tony, I got a Dolly story for you.
All right.
That has a little sports aspect to it too. My mother, she grew up going to school all the way through with Dolly. Now, she never claimed to be like best friends with Dolly. She knew some of her siblings actually better, but she got a kick out of Dolly, an acquaintance, and you'd always share a few things sometimes. But her favorite, Tony, she said that she was in gym class in high school. There was a new football coach that was tasked also apparently with starting a softball program. And this guy is trying to get all these girls out there to stand in the softball field and, they're in the 60s in the heat during gym. And my mother would just say, Dolly just had a fit and begin to complain about her mascara running and this is messing up her makeup. And so all the girls kind of just, they agreed with Dolly. And she said, you've never seen anybody. She said she walked up there to this young guy. You don't know what was said. She said, but within 10 minutes of them, some intense negotiation for the rest of the semester, they so-called were helping grade papers and eating pimento cheese sandwiches in the cafeteria for the rest of the semester. And she used to say about these UT athletic directors, she said, Dolly would eat these people alive.
So she was a force of nature even in high school, basically, is what you're saying.
My mom told me this. She said that my mother didn't have indoor plumbing until she was in 9th grade. And she said that she felt rich compared to Dolly and her family that lived on the road. She said all that has not been embellished. And she said the other thing's not been embellished. She said she is exactly what you saw was exactly how she was in school. And she said, kids would laugh. And she said that, but Dolly was a character. She said, ever since. She said, no, I never thought she was going to be a star. She said, no, she was a star in her own mind already, which was entertaining. But she said that, she again, they weren't best friends or anything.
Right.
But she got a kick out of her and always, she was friends with Judy Ogle, who was also friends with Dolly, which knew Dolly a lot better than my mother did. But she said she was just a character. But even in high school, she said, you didn't want to negotiate with this lady. She said she would take you to the cleaners.
So she went from like the hot gym to getting outside.
Yeah, she was standing outside and claimed her makeup was getting messed up.
You ain't doing that to me. No.
And she said, this is stopping for all of us. She said she went and told all the ladies, don't worry, I'm about to take care of this. And she said this young 24-year-old, probably assistant football coach
had
up
no
there
chance.
was going to be the softball coach.
Had no chance with her.
Within 8 minutes, they're so-called grading papers in the cafeteria.
she's over there batting her eyes at him, working on him.
Yeah.
Can you share? Because I share this with my musician friends. I was just sharing it with Matt and Brian. It's ironic you're on hold. The story that you told me about when you were a young because you're a travel the world musician now, but when you were a young kid cutting your teeth, learning to play up at Dollywood, and the musicians at Dollywood are great, great, great musicians. But Dolly came with a message for you guys that really stayed with you. Can you share that?
Yeah. She came by. I was at Dixie Stampede at the time, actually. But she made her rounds every year. You know, you'd suck these people's staff getting their picture made with her, you know, that type of thing. She wouldn't remember me for Adam. I was just one of them. But I'll never forget this. They invited the performing staff or whatever to sit down. She wanted to share a few words with you, kind of pointers. And I wrote it down. She said, you can take it or leave it. She said something, every town I've ever played in, there's been somebody that sings better, dances better, and writes better. But I learned this. People would rather have fun with you than be enamored by you. He goes, so some of them are going to have 10 at the coffee house. I'm going to have 10,000 down at the arena. But that's what people want to do with their spare time.
That's pretty amazing. In other words, sing like if you're an entertainer, right, and you were lucky enough to write a hit song, sing the song that you hate and that you're sick of, because that's why they came to see you. Be a professional.
Yeah.
And if you're like I am, and you're just sort of entertaining people on the weekends, sing some songs you hate that people want to hear because they want to smile and have a good time. And it's a really great lesson in everything that we do. It's a great lesson. You're here to serve people.
Yeah. I mean, I remember looking around the room kind of thinking, you know, I think it's a hard thing for artists kind of to get sometimes.
Yes.
But it always stuck with me. Again, it wasn't like it was a special message just to me. I was one of lots of people in the room when she was sharing that.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, hearing those things and then hearing my mother share a few things growing up, I always got a kick out of her because my mom would share with me too. When she was young, she would bring that, my mom said she'd bring that stupid guitar with her to school and I had to get that guitar taken up and the whole, she says all the time. She said it was like, wasn't just like one time they said, Dolly just did not care. She said she just did not care what you thought.
And that's how she, when she passed away, right? And to get the outpouring she did, she's the one thing that unified us. I never really thought about it until she passed away and I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I know some of her family or extended family. I don't know her at all really well, but
sure,
you know, your family will rat you out if you're a fraud.
That's right.
And I've never heard any of them ever speak ill about her.
Well, you and I know some athletes that are frauds, but we're not going to say it on here. And if people find out, they find out. And we also know some entertainers that are frauds because you hear it. You hear that from people. You know what I mean? And you never heard a whiff about Dolly Parton from anybody, like anybody.
Yeah. My mom would say she had never met anybody who could think so quick. Even as a kid, she said, like, he was so quick with her answers and like quick-witted. And again, my mom never thought she goes, I guess you could say I was one of those kids that laughed at her when she said she was going to be a star. She said, because I didn't think she was going to be a star. She said, I was entertained by her, you know. And she goes, she showed me wrong.
That's really great. Hey, thanks for sharing, man. Hope you're well,
man,
buddy.
I love program. Y'all be good, man.
Get in touch. I want to talk to you.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Love you, babe. Yeah, he travels the world as a musician, and he was impacted by her at a young age. And I remember him telling me that way before we got into the era of, you know, celebrating Dolly Parton. She just came up one day. It's a great message.
Person to be impacted by.
Oh, no question, Brian. But he said she just looked at them and said, you know, I mean, I can go all over the world. They're way better than I am, but I'm playing before, you know, 20,000 and they're playing before 20. Because I realized a long time ago it's a we thing, not a me thing. And that's really hard for me to get over in my flesh. But just sharing that with you. Yeah, yesterday we had a little kerfluffle on here, those of you who are at a third hour, and we're going to do that today. Our high noon hotline, which will air as an overtime segment today. And I jumped on this VFL 2019 kid, and then he came back and said, I'm kind of sorry. And look, the nature of what we do here is I mess up so much on here or say things I don't mean, or they don't sound right, or whatever it is. And so we all get a little grace. I didn't mean to. Matt, I went at that kid a little hard, didn't I? Which I can do from time to time.
You were in regular season form with that one. That was a great promo you cut. Whether it was warranted or not, it made for great radio.
Yeah, regular season form. I mean,
I think the moral of the story is don't down 4 of those Gatorade powder packets in a row, because that's what came after that. Well, you were kind of juiced up.
It's funny you'd mention that, Matt, because last night I was telling Laura I couldn't go to sleep last night. I was laying there twitching. And I was like, no, what did I do today that I ordinarily don't do? Why do I feel so like, sugar high or something?
Treated those things like pixie sticks.
I was laying there last night, like vibrating, trying to sleep. And my legs down there going. Let's go back to our phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Greetings and salutations.
Hey, greetings to you, my friend.
Hey, I'm calling from Nashville, and
thank you.
I'm going to talk about listen to you all the time, and I very rarely call in. I'm one of the few callers, more of a basketball fan than I'm a football fan.
Gotcha, my friend. Yeah, we have some out there. That's exactly right. Yep.
So Mike Jackson, Johnny Darden, those are my guys.
What a great era. Johnny Darden. But yeah, good friend of mine stole one of those Johnny Darden stand-ups from the old Stokely Athletic Center, and I had it in my garage for a while, and I would walk out there at night and forget it was there, and he would scare me every time.
Yeah, those Bernard King and Ernie Grunfield teams were amazing at the time because Kentucky dominated, so I'm a little bit older.
Yep.
So I reminisce about the good times. Now, I want you to be patient with me because I want to talk about this Washington situation with Tennessee. I love Rick, but his staff, I don't know. They're a little dogmatic about these big men. I think this J.P. Estrella transferring to Michigan is going to come back and bite us. Because with all the talent that we have with the guards and the wings or whatever, we've got some, we're weak in the post. We got some unproven players that hadn't played SEC basketball, and I'm a little worried. So tell me, how does that affect NIL with Washington, and are they looking for somebody else? Because they're going to need somebody else in order for Rick to have the best season that he could possibly have. And I'll listen, Tony.
Well, here's the problem. And I want to get your thoughts. School's already started.
Wow.
Think about that. They're locked. What they did is, and I wrote about this at the time over on our blog at tclub.team or tonybasilio.com, where we try to really track hoops, in the summer. And shout out to Gary Stern, Mortgage Investors Group, who allows us to do that. But I'll tell you, they realized they had an issue in camp. 2 of those guys are borderline unplayable. And I don't know what they're going to do if they can't get Washington eligible, because it's really going to hurt them. It's going to inhibit their ceiling as a team. It's going to really hurt them defensively, big time. And I would imagine if they had to do it over again, they would pay Estrella's asking price. It would put them over $20 million as a payroll, but they would be much better suited and have a higher ceiling with him. And look, I hesitate to say ceiling because, look, if you shoot the ball well for 4 tournament games, you're in the Final Four, as you and I both know. So who knows what your ceiling is. But I'm just talking about conventionally speaking, because they've got a ton of scoring right now. They just don't have a lot of defense inside that they feel very good about. And that's where the big men really struggled, was defensively. And that's what Washington was going to give them, a wide body who was going to be able to help on the defensive end, help in space on defense. Those big people they brought in just can't play to this point. Now, does that mean in like 5 weeks they don't get with the program? Barnes is a hell of a coach. They've got a great staff. But, you know, the great Chris Burke has told me down through the years, you judge coaches by their actions. When they went out and got Washington and got him to go to court and got him to get eligible, to me, my friend, that tells me everything I need to know about what they think is there, if you feel what I'm saying to you.
I understand. Let's just, I'm going to go back because history is the best precursor for present and future behavior. Now, I look with DJ Burns, and Cameron Carr.
Yeah.
What was the other player from Knoxville? Local boy.
B.J. Edwards. B.J. Edwards.
B.J. Edwards.
Yes.
B.J. Edwards. And I look and see, and I think Barnes is, you know, he's an older coach. I love how he's adjusted and adapted and he's reinvented himself. But
yes,
I think he's got to be a little bit less dogmatic. And I'm a little concerned with, I'm just concerned now. I'm not saying this is, I'm horrified or terrified by it, but the construction of his staff, I thought Kim English would have been a great addition with his contacts and the way he evaluated talent. I just felt like it would have been the best yin-yang with Barnes and with Kim there with the short time he was on the staff. And I'll hang up. Tony, I love your show.
Thank you.
I call it during basketball season, but I want you to know you have some diehard Tennessee basketball fans. I love football, but basketball is it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Look, people, and the great thing about the basketball program is it's always had sort of an underdog status here, an underdog stature here, with the football program casting a large shadow over it. But Rick Barnes has done a hell of a job. I mean, he's made Tennessee basketball really, 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 really matter on a national stage. When you talk about 3 Elite Eights in a row, it doesn't get any better than that. It's amazing. I mean, we kind of take it for granted, but I realize you want to win that next one. I want to win that next one. And I'd like to cut nets down. Florida did it a couple of years ago with a team Tennessee played heads up and was in games with. We all want to win it, but you make great points. The thing about a couple of those guys you mentioned, though, and the Edwards kid's not one of them. The Carr kid didn't want to be here, and the other kid that led NC State to the Final Four was totally immature when they brought him here, and he was more interested in partying than he was playing basketball. Guys like that are never going to stick with Rick Barnes, as in ever. He doesn't care how talented you are. And the Carr kid, he was sort of an unserious guy that didn't want to play defense. And he went down to Baylor and played on a terrible team. And look, he's really talented. I mean, he's taken in the first round of the NBA draft. If Tennessee had to do that all over again, they would played last season without that kid. It's just how it is. And as we continue with more after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Chilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morse here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's premium vodka, T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in
Chad Stockton, hang on to that thought, Chad Stockton of FC Alliance, because a high noon hotline overtime is coming your way. Make no mistake about it. And on Fan Run Radio, ladies and gentlemen, the wit, wisdom, and pageantry of the great William Pattison with the playbook on the way next. See you tomorrow at Calhoun's.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
And now back to the action.
And in Johnson City, so we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved, and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
TB back with you. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is a high noon overtime. Easy for me to say. Hit it.
It's high noon somewhere. Sun's up. And it's time for another high noon overtime. The place where we kick back, pop a top, and really get to the bottom of it. Presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Made with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added and is gluten-free. Live like the sun is always out. And now, it's time for High Noon Overtime.
I'll be picking and grinning this afternoon. I'm going to pop a top on one of those. I can tell you that right now once I get my work done. Once the day work day is done and the day is through. TB back with you. I can't speak today, so forget about it. All right, Matt, we've been kind of pussyfooting around it. Who's going to fold it up this season? You might be right about Texas, Matt. I might be putting Texas in the sell category. You got an offensive lineman that got hurt. He ain't gonna be here for that game when we play him with the bone bruise in his knee, and you don't come back from that quickly. You got your leading tackler, who they threw off the team because apparently he couldn't behave, got in a fight beat the hell out of somebody. I think he beat the hell out of their best player. Isn't that the backstory, Matt?
I think it might have been the other way around in who won the fight. But yeah, you don't get in a fight with a guy who might be the best defensive player in the country, or one of. That's an odd. Yeah, there's always internal turmoil with Texas A&M. Something about that. There's just they always make things harder on themselves than it needs to be for whatever reason. I guess there's always a little too much ego down there.
Yeah, and they're in a fishbowl, right? It's, you know what they're like? Yeah. They're like, Matt. They're like this new LSU setup with Kiffin. Everything's bigger and more magnified in Texas, and elected officials get involved in stuff in Texas. If you think back to it, this Ken Paxton guy asserted himself in the middle of the thing with Sorsby, and that forced the league to jump in there. They gave them an opening, basically, because he had to interfere in it. SMU had their cheating scandal back in the day. The governor was literally calling people into his office and paying players. Now, that stuff you can't make up. And at Texas, there's got to be a reason why their last national championship with all the hardware that's gone through there. And I mean, I'm talking about the timber, the athletes, the players, all the first round picks, all the high-end guys. They haven't won a world championship and gone on in over 2 decades now. And in the playoff, they have not held the chalice yet. And look, people say, well, Sarkisian, you're overlooking his playoff wins. I get that. They feel like a real candidate to fall. It happens every year to somebody way at the top of our league. Buying, selling that, Matt? Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could say they kind of did it last year. They were preseason number 1 and finished 9-3 and didn't make the playoffs. So mine, and this is, I'm going to kind of add them with, because I think Oklahoma is a good candidate for this. They had some key road wins last year where I think they scored defensive touchdowns here and at Alabama and found a way to get in the playoffs. It was a really great coaching job, but they've had, Venables has had a couple of, I think, 6 and 7 seasons after 10 wins. They have a really tough schedule to start. Yeah. But co-opting them with Texas, I think the loser of Red River is 2-3 there in early October. And I think both of them are preseason top 10 teams. I think they both have difficult starts to the year, tough schedules. I think the loser of that game is going to be 2-3 in early October, and for all intents and purposes, out of the playoffs picture.
I think that's delicious.
And I would pick Oklahoma to be more likely than Texas, but Texas certainly has these issues that aren't going away until they get it done on the field.
And by the way, David Pollock, Brian, we need to invite him on. He's doing a really nice job in what he's doing. He's carved out a nice space for himself. Good for him for calling the NCAA totally out over the Arian Carter thing. Good for him. Pollock is standing on his own 2 feet. Good for him.
The weird thing is, I kind of don't want Arian Carter to play against Furman anyway.
Well, he was only going to play.
Save him for Georgia Tech.
Well, it's just like Adam Sparks said
yesterday. But the principle of it.
Yeah, he was going to play 15 plays anyway. Back to our phones we go. 865-200-5402. It is interesting thinking about Oklahoma this year. John Adams brought up these people, Jimmy Sexton just, what do you call it? I mean, he sticks it to these universities and the other agents that are involved in it. I don't even know if it's a Jimmy Sexton joint, but let's go back to our phones. 865-200-5402. The Texas game, obviously the Georgia Tech game's huge because you have a true freshman quarterback. You win that Georgia Tech game, the Amachi kids get treated to Kennesaw right in the middle of the squared circle. That Texas kickoff at noon, you going to tell me that Friday isn't going to be electric that whole week? I will have trouble sleeping that. I have trouble sleeping anyway. I'm going to have trouble sleeping that week. Prediction for you. It's your High Noon Overtime presented by our friends at High Noon. I'm fired up, focused, and prepared. I love, Brian, we need to reach out to Pollock. I love the work he's doing. I'm in love with you, girl. But let's go back to the phones. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
W. Lynn, that information you just sent me that I shared with Brian and share with Matt will never be forgotten by this living fan. And I will feature you on a blog next week. I will feature you on a blog next week.
Well, that's great. I appreciate that. I just thought that was kind of interesting to look at that from least amount of losses for teams.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony, I suggested the Pride of the Southland use the Dolly Parton version of Rocky Top this year, and then put her on the jumbotron.
Are they doing
it now? I don't know. You said somebody reported it was official or something.
Richard G. West was kind of joking around. I think if our defense is bad and we can't get off the field, we need to flash her up and have her play "Here We Go Again." Here we go again.
Well, we could have her whole catalog for different things
like
going
a schoolgirl, da 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 da.
But I still want to get Coach Heupel's permission so that we could play her version of Rocky Top over and over and over if our offense is on the field in the third quarter and we're up by 40 points. Just to give them crowd noise practice.
Yep. A little more Dolly, a little less Sterl the Pearl would work for me. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that yelling and screaming
Dolly.
that guy does. Goodness gracious. No offense to him.
But everybody's got to do something, I guess, Tony.
I mean, look at what I'm doing. I'm a freaking loser.
No, you're doing great. My daughter said she sees you when she's walking Lakeshore sometimes. She didn't want to interrupt you because you're in deep music.
Tell her to come over and say hi. Good gosh.
I will. I'll tell her.
She's a sweetheart.
Said you're playing your music, and
Walking
I think
around.
I might have told her that's when you relax and meditate. But
That's
don't.
what I'm
mind
doing.
coming.
I'm meditating. That's a good word for it.
It's better than medicating, isn't it?
Yep. Yes, that's a good point, man.
Meditate, don't medicate.
Yep.
So, but I'm getting more fired up every day, Tony. I mean, it's just it's around the corner, and it's going to be a whole new world, and who knows what to expect.
Yep. No question. The thing about this season is, because we're talking about these bomb teams, anything can happen with those first 8 teams. One of those teams, a couple of those teams, maybe 3 of those teams are going to bomb out. I just hope it's not us. Hey, look, if you're a freshman quarterback can't play, you're going to bomb out. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, but we won't know till we see him.
I think against Georgia Tech, we might see a lot of Bishop, and I'm okay with that.
Absolutely, lean
if
on
we're
your
moving
backs.
down the field.
Sure.
These people used to say we're playing conservative. We're playing smart. You're doing what you can do, and you don't want the quarterback out there trying to do too much at once, and I'm just looking forward to when there's a play not going right. You can call it a busted play, whatever you want. I believe Faison's going to be able to make something happen.
That's what I love about the Faison Brandon over the, I don't want this to sound the way it sounds, but over the typical white turkey. The white turkey guy is going to lay down because he doesn't want to get hit or throw the ball out of bounds because it's better than an interception. Faison Brandon's going to roll out, and when he learns and his offensive line learns to play with him, they're going to get some ineligible men downfield penalties at first. But when they learn the groove with him, it's going to take, Matt, how long will that take for them to get used to him? His cadences, his tendencies, the fact that he's not going to run with the ball, but he's going to stand back there and continue to survey things and look down the field. How long, Matt? What do you think? Good month or so?
I think they'll have that pretty well adjusted to by the start of the season. I think maybe 1 or 2 of those, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see how when Faison is flushed from the pocket, how often he just tucks it and runs, because that's what Hendon Hooker always did.
Right,
he never extended plays and threw from
down
it.
The field.
When he was out of the pocket, he always was running like he was coached to do that. So I'll be curious to see how Faison does, because that's what we were told was one of Nico's biggest strengths was his ability to extend plays with his legs. But then we never saw him as a running threat. So how Heupel, balances that and integrates Faison within the offense, and that is something I'm curious to watch.
Watson said yesterday most of these young guys are going to tuck the ball and run. He said Tennessee is going to want this guy in particular eventually to keep the plays alive behind the line of scrimmage and look downfield and make dangerous passes. In other words, balls that can really hurt defenses. And they're going to have you were talking about the third receiver, and Adam Sparks thinks that Staley's going to be incredibly he's going to benefit incredibly from busted plays. That was his prediction yesterday.
Well, and a busted play, if your quarterback stays behind the line of scrimmage but runs out of trouble, he's still running and he's keeping the play alive. And he can still throw it downfield or run, but Nico, it just seemed like he was always trapped in a circular collapsing pocket of defensive linemen pushing our offense back around him. I don't, Nico, and I don't think that's going to happen with Faison.
Nico during his time here was not instinctive at all.
No,
this was not. We'll see how this kid plays. I mean, it's great in practice. It's great to look great in practice. You do not know what you have till it gets real. That's not breaking news, but that is an absolute fact of life when it comes to these quarterbacks. And you really don't know what you have with a quarterback until you're under fire and you got to make one of those 3 or 4 plays at swing games. And you hope you have a guy that can make those plays under fire. And, when you're on the road and you need that final drive, whatever it is, but there's a certain it factor that some guys have and some guys don't. And even at the collegiate level, you want one of those winners.
And I would like to leave our first string in, Faison included, maybe a little longer than normal, just because they need the reps in the Furman game.
That'd be interesting to see how they manage that, W. Lynn. That will be very interesting to see.
Because, this is a real game with a real crowd. And he needs to get a little experience, into the second half with all this going on.
Yes.
So, great show, Tony. Keep it up.
Thank you. W. Lynn had the idea, Matt, of after we take a big lead, our defense turning on the Vols and making noise so they could simulate what a road game's like. I must say that's very creative. I've never heard of anybody say that. Hey, the Cleveland Brown fans are going to do that the next time they see their quarterback. He's going to have a simulated road game. Jimmy Haslam.
They've been doing that for generations.
Jimmy Haslam's Brian. I mean, they're going to get on their own court. They're going to rip this poor guy. How Jimmy Haslam has his franchise in that spot 10 years into his ownership. You have got to admit that is next level. You just got to admit it. It's next level. I admit it. Will you admit it? Let's go back to our phones. 865-200-5402. Hi, welcome in. You're on our High Noon hotline where we kick it live.
Tony, how we doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Good. I just want to ask you 2 questions. First, are you down for DGG?
Hey, you know me.
I love it. Look, here's how I get introduced to you, Tony. My roommate, I'm here in Nashville, loves the Vols. I'm a big Auburn fan.
Nice.
And I got one thing to pick with you, Tony.
All right, hit it.
You're saying that Alex Golish and my Auburn Tigers were all wearing the same underwear, which is totally fine. But here's the thing. How do you know Heupel's not wearing Oklahoma underwear?
Oh, I don't know that. I'll tell you this. I think Josh Heupel loves and appreciates his alma mater, But I don't think Josh Heupel cares what underwear his team's making. Golish is, I'll tell you what Golish was here, and I think you know him, a straight shooter. He was a real prick behind the scenes.
Correct. I've heard that.
Yeah, he was Heupel's bad cop. I mean, nobody liked him, and he's high on his own supply. You're going to learn
Comrade
about Alex Golish. Yeah, you're going to learn. Hey, Matt, when I say to this Auburn fan, who I appreciate being in the audience, I love it, man. And I love mixing it up, and I love the passion of the SEC. But Matt, when I say Golish is high on his own supply, am I lying to this gentleman?
No, not at all.
He's a cocky guy.
He's also the perfect kind of hire for Auburn at this time, coming off where they've just been awful offensively. They're at least going to be kind of fun to watch.
You're exactly right.
We kind of said that about Tennessee in 21. You're at least going to be fun to watch, and they have a credible defense already in place that Golish kept. So, but yeah, he certainly got a little bit of an attitude about him, which you kind of need, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right. You got a great point. I mean, he's got an edge to him. My thing about him is, can you bring all those guys that he brought up from the team that he brought up and start well at Auburn? And let me ask you something. How can Auburn be so lost in the wilderness in the NIL era? Would you please explain that to me? Did Freeze just check out? I mean, what are we doing?
So and Tony, I know you're on the burner sphere as well, but when you think about it, there's a few different components that are a part of this. One of which was we thought we had Venables 5 years ago, and we didn't. So there's a guy by the name of Yellowwood, Jimmy Rain, that's a large donor and does not necessarily, at least 5 years ago, have the capacity to communicate like our board did. And so there was kind of a cross communication in which turned off a lot of people that wanted to work for Auburn University as the head football coach.
Interesting.
That happened. We have Brian Horson, who then comes 18 months in. There's a large scandal that he had an affair.
Yep.
That never happened. If you guys remember that. And then after that, we hire Hugh Freeze, which culturally, functionally, like, as you guys kind of know, Auburn's a little cultish, but I mean, I'm from there. I grew up there and I love it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different than most programs that we kind of like go along with what's kind of the grain, if you will. And so it fit in. And then a lot of people think that Hugh put in his own money on the NIL side. So a lot of people think that's where some of that funding came from.
Wow.
And then what you have Jason Campbell in the NIL front, essentially like not knocking on doors, but just trying to get funding from different sources that haven't been around for that long, like guys that are kind of new to the game in terms of the NIL world. So Jason's doing that, and you've got Ronnie Brown, who's kind of knocking on a few doors. He's on the radio call, but that's kind of the landscape. So that defense, as you know, for Auburn is there. So a lot of us,
very good.
A lot of the Auburn guys on defense have stayed.
Yeah.
A lot of guys on offense are new from USF.
Yes.
And so we're banking on is having that kind of OG, remember, you guys know this, the 21 and 22 Tennessee offense, or I guess that was might have been 23, with Golish is different than what you guys run now.
Yes.
So, it's very different. And so it's going to be so much fun to see, this year when we play you guys, the two differences in the offense. But I know I'm kind of running along, but that's kind of my
no, you're not. No. Listen, I appreciate your call, and just one thing for you, and Matt, you jump in here as well. Hasn't the safety play and the way the game has changed, hasn't that taken, and the fact that these guys have kind of figured out we need to go a little slower now? The guy who just got hired at Auburn ain't going slower. That's just not who he is.
Correct.
But Matt, they're not going to throw it into 2 deep and 3 deep defenses, are they, in this league that they're going to see?
No, they're not. No, when teams play the deep safeties and 3 deeps, you run the ball. And his UCF teams ran the ball a lot, especially the quarterback was a big runner, and he's at Auburn now too.
Nice
so,
player.
The teams are taking away those deep shots. You don't have the Jalen Hyatt's just wide open downfield anymore. And the offenses have had to adjust to that. And these teams, and that's the thing about Heupel and now Golish. you can still sneak up on teams by being a real power run team between the tackle, and that still works. And that's kind of the key to this offense, even though when you look at the highlights on Twitter or whatever, it's almost always a deep shot, but it's built off the running game. It's interesting to see how they adjust to it. And then you throw in Levy at Mississippi State. You have three teams in the league that essentially run a similar type scheme, so that it's not so much of a schematic advantage as it was back in 21 and 22 also.
Yeah, Levy over at South Carolina is really going to bear watching. For you, the Auburn fan, tell me this. Because we're ready to start a true freshman. It hasn't happened in this league at a half school since Bo Nix did it. Day one. Bo Nix did it. Bo Nix was pretty good. Now he was pretty good his freshman season, right?
So Bo played at Pinson Valley High School. We played against him in high school. I'm a few years older than Bo. And Bo started his 8th grade year on JV at Pinson Valley, balls out his junior and senior year, commits to Auburn like his dad did, and played well. But when you think about it, like, there are growing pains like pre-NIL, but I feel like those growing pains are a little bit different now. Hopefully that, phase on and whatever true freshman. I think about Camario Taylor too at Mississippi State. All of that's the same system. It's a different SEC, as kind of Hugh Freeze pointed out when he was at Auburn. Like, hopefully phase on or any kind of newer guys like Camario are able to kind of like latch on earlier. But I also think that Bo faced a lot of, like, I think about a game when we went on the road and played South Carolina and lost right around COVID. And I think about that, like, kind of as Bo Nix's time at Auburn, where it's like he just can't quite get over the hump, kind of a thing that Freeze said for so long. And obviously figured that out at Oregon, but played well his freshman year. Kind of had a drop off, but wish we would have kept him, obviously. But to kind of tie it into y'all, I think Faison will figure it out. I think ultimately you've got to ask yourself, like, is our run game good enough to kind of complement him and figure it out offensively, especially offensive line? I think you're figuring it out.
I find you to be a great caller. I hope you'll call us again, and appreciate you, man. It's going to be really interesting. I tell you what, we look at that game as a real swing game, as you know, when you listen to us. Tennessee wins that game, they can have a real nice season. You lose that game and you're us. That's going to be a tough one. Tough pill to swallow this year.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for us, too. A lot of people think that whenever Vanderbilt comes to Auburn that we'll lose that game, but I hope not.
Go ahead, Matt. Jump in. Matt's got something to add. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what are, from an Auburn perspective, a fan perspective, what are the expectations for this year, especially those first 5 games? Because you got Baylor, Nashville, you mentioned Vandy, you have Florida.
Brutal.
Like that, and then Tennessee, like that's, 4 of the first 5 are at least losable games and really kind of swing games to get Golish's era started. Like, what are Auburn fans' expectations for that the start?
So similar to Tennessee, we have what's called an echo chamber. So we think that we're going to win the Florida game at home. We think that we're going to beat Vandy and go 4-0. However, what Caller Hayden thinks is you win the first 2 games, you beat Baylor, you cover the spread. I think Lagway's a good quarterback. I just don't think he figured it out in time.
Yes.
And I think you go through that, and then you play Vandy, you win, you lose against Florida right before that, and then you hit like a very difficult stretch. Well, a lot of people think, including myself, is that you drop one on the road that you're not supposed to, which I think is Mississippi State, I think you beat one. And you're going to laugh at me. I think you beat LSU.
I'm not laughing at that. No, they're a team I'm selling. I'm full stop selling LSU this year. I'm not laughing at that.
So I talked about Camario Taylor before. I think genuinely is more talented than Lenore Sellers. I think if you watch the tape, or you watch him against Ole Miss last year, just talent-wise, he's just hard to beat. But I think that Lenore's has more structure, and he's at South Carolina, which is an easily marketable program, more than Mississippi State, which probably, besides Vanderbilt, the worst job in the SEC. So I think it's a little bit a little bit tougher. But yeah, the answer I think is 7-5. Directly to your question, 6-6 is probably really it's 5 and 7 is the floor, for being honest. Because if you're just taking green W's, you're taking your 3 out of conference plus Arkansas plus Mississippi State, so that's 5. And you've got to ask yourself where the 6th is: Vanderbilt, Florida, Ole Miss, things of that nature. But if you want to get technical, I think what really happens is you drop Mississippi State and beat LSU or somebody at home you're not supposed to beat. Could be Florida, but I don't think it is.
Great call. Thank you, my friend. Don't be a stranger.
Tony.
Hey, thank you. 865-200-5402. So we're having other fans of other shows call in. That's very emblematic of the growth that we're seeing behind the scenes. Because we just get on and celebrate sport. So people have a misconception. Oh, you're just here to talk Tennessee sports. Actually, I do a sports show. That's with the Vols as the focus. But I love talking about the league, obviously. I mean, when you listen to our post-game show, we sit there and do watch-alongs with the league and admire just how crazy the game is. But you have to wonder about Auburn, Matt, and how they've managed to do this and get as bad as they've been for as long as they've been. And I went back and was looking at the Nick's freshman year, and he had a pretty nice year. And then I meant to ask him this. It looked like the Harsin hire sort of got in the way of him. Is that what happened there, Matt?
Yeah, the Harsin hire was a really bad culture fit. And then he they had Alabama beat. And I think they had a guy run out of bounds kept a clock, that stopped the clock, like, and they eventually lost play. And then I think there's a lot of booster infighting down there on the plane and some of the egos get in the way. And when you have people pulling in different directions, it kind of like the Texas schools, it eventually works its way into your programs and causes issues there. And I think that's happened down there at Auburn. The Hugh Freeze hire was a disaster.
Awful.
They got rid of Malzahn, and while I don't think Malzahn would be great in this kind of NIL era, he was still a much better option than what they had, and they've just kind of gone through the wilderness. And I think, like Alabama that you've mentioned, I think the NIL fundraising and being at the top of the sport in that aspect is a struggle for Auburn as well, as it is for Alabama, and that's a tough thing to overcome. From Tennessee's perspective, we kind of need Auburn to be better because their two big rivals are Alabama and Georgia. And if Auburn's better, those two teams kind of go down a notch. So it's usually a good thing for Tennessee when Auburn's better. But Tennessee struggles against Auburn for whatever reason. I think we've lost like 7 of the last 8 or something. It's like some crazy number.
It's such a funny thing about college sports that even though the players change, coaches change, there's like an interweaving history. And then there's a fear factor. Like this South Carolina game, I don't know why. I have a little bit of a fear factor toward it because I've been conditioned to believe that when we go there and play, it's like being in the damn Twilight Zone. And if you think about down through the years, some of the Twilight Zone games we've seen. Brian, when we lost in 92 to South Carolina, was that on our field or their field?
That was in Columbia.
Yeah,
when they win down there,
it's a damn like Twilight Zone
game. The Butch had a game where he was down by 2 touchdowns,
and that was a Twilight Zone game.
And they came back and won.
We were doing the Garza Law 5th quarter fan reaction. Then we were on here going, "How the hell did we win that game?"
And then you had the COVID year where that was weird. That was a weird
Twilight Zone. Yep,
that was the first game that year, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That whole COVID year.
Was that the first time we ever beat Muschamp?
I think that's right. I think that's
2019 was the first time.
Because we were on here laughing about having a 2-game winning streak against a guy that everybody else was beating, if y'all will remember that. Because, I mean, everybody took their turn on him at Florida. But the thing I want to say about the show globally is we encourage folks from other fan bases to listen, call, to get in our YouTube and chat. And the show's really growing, and nobody's going to bite your head off here because you have a different viewpoint or you're cheering for a different team. Just as long as you don't act like a dick. That's the only thing we ask. Just don't be a dick about it, because we're not going to be that way toward you. But if you civility, respect, cheer for who you're going to cheer for. Like when we're doing the show at Calhoun's, we welcome all those fan bases. Look, I love that people come. I want our people to be able to go to other venues that want to travel and be treated with respect and be afforded the respect that we as humans should treat each other. And then I'm going to rip you and talk trash to you and make fun of things. Like, what did we do? We did that thing. Oh God, there was some outfit I came with. It wasn't for Petrino. Well, who was the outfit for, Brian, when I dressed up in a costume at Calhoun's?
You wore the neck brace last year.
Oh, that's right. It was Petrino, the neck brace. Thank you very much. It was Petrino. Yes. My friends at High Noon, line of hard seltzers, always a winner. Always next level. 14 flavors, real vodka, real fruit juice, 100 calories, no sugar added. It's gluten-free. I will be popping a black cherry later this afternoon. Believe that. When I'm trying to set the intonation on my mandolin, I'm going to need that, by the way. Those of you that have done that know what I'm talking about. It's like a tug of war. 14 flavors. High Noon vodka iced tea, 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon. Green tea, half and half. And if you're feeling adventurous, check out High Noon tequila seltzer, 6 refreshing flavors. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. You're going to live like the sun's always out. Brought to you by your High Noon Spirits Company, 21 and over. Enjoy responsibly. And we'll go back to our phones. 865-200-5402 if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us and in the mix and in the hunt. As we're fire up, focused, and prepared to be with you today. And I think it's going to be a really interesting season in the SEC because I have no damn idea what's going to happen. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
Chris here from Austin with all my cats.
Hey, Chris, welcome in, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, I've been real busy. So you're selling Texas, I hear.
I don't know. I'm selling LSU for sure. I don't know if I'm selling Texas just yet. But I don't think things are hunky-dory behind the scenes at Texas. And I think they're having an uneven preseason. And it feels like the weight of being the Texas Longhorns sometimes swallows Texas.
Well, just so you know, I'm always selling Texas.
All right.
Right. I'm a pure Vol fan. So, but I really do believe we're going to do a little bit better than people think, especially with the quarterback. I'm really excited about that guy. He's quick thinker.
Yep.
I think he's going to be moving through the progressions. I don't know. I just really get a good feeling with him. So I'm pretty excited about all that stuff. And I just wanted to check in with you. It's been a while. I've been real busy doing my other stuff that I do. And anyway,
training up the doggies. Are you still training up the doggies?
Oh yeah, man. I actually finally just got the VA contract. So now
good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. So we're gonna be still doing the special needs kids, but also we're gonna be doing the VA guys with PTSD and TBI now. So pretty excited.
Hey, the beauty of dogs, man. I mean, the way they are an unbelievably precious gift to us. My blood pressure goes down when I sit down with my animal at night and pet my animal, or when I have my little mood swings I go through. I get around that animal, man, and she's just magical for me.
Well, it's actually real.
I know it's real.
If you actually put it, if you put a thing on, you can see it. It literally goes down by like 10. Like if your heart beats up, say in the 90s or on whatever, man. I mean, literally like within seconds, it goes down to 10 or 12, spot, and then. But I will say though, if you keep thinking about the same crap, like again, but just stay in the dog, stay with the dog, kiss on it,
Oh, I love
it. If you don't, it'll go right back up. But hey, I did want to say one thing though. my buddies came over, and I assume this homecoming you're going to do the same traditional fundraising, right? That you do.
No,
correct?
we're doing it this year for the Kennesaw game for the Amachi tailgate. That's going to be the Kennesaw game in September. I don't know if that's a homecoming game. I haven't looked. Is that right, guys? Do you all know when the homecoming game is this year? I don't think that's it, but because that's in September. The Amachi game is in September this year.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Yeah, maybe it was later that he saw you guys. Hey, but at least I wasn't full of crap.
Oh, no, you're not. No,
he shows you the picture. He shows you the picture, right?
Yeah, you're the real. Hey, listen, you're the real deal, Holyfield, brother. No question.
I was like, finally, my God, you guys must have looked at me all the time like that was some crazy guy. But
no,
I
knew that you were doing what you were doing, and I knew you were real. And you knew you know too much.
My grandfather too.
Hey, you know too much not to be real, man.
No, I know, but I was also talking about my grandfather too.
Oh yeah,
sure. That picture on the wall.
Yep.
With all the team.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Man, I need to get that thing blown up again for my other two brothers, and I got to find somebody that actually, because it's huge. That picture is gigantic. So if you know anybody that actually can print one of those out, and you might even want one of those to put on your back wall back there.
No doubt about it, man. Yep. What year was that? What year team was that?
Oh my gosh. It's either 27, 28, 29. So it's one of those three. With Dodd and
wow.
Man, I could go through.
Woo!
Yeah, I could go through all this. Yeah. It was pretty cool stuff, man.
Oh, no question. The legends aren't walking back through the door, if you know what I mean, but we need to celebrate them every day.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, man. And it was really cool. I guess when we, not too long ago, I think they put a video out that showed a couple of games back then. It was actually pretty cool to watch them.
Well, listen,
But,
I
anyway.
appreciate you in Austin. Keep hating Texas, and we'll do our part here.
Oh, I'm always going to do that. And, well, what do you think we're going to go this year? What did you say? I haven't really been able
I'm
to
feeling like the Vols are going to be like 8-4ish in my mind, 8-4ish probably.
Okay, I'm going 9-3.
Oh, that'd be a great season.
I think
shit, man.
I think we're going to sneak up on Texas. I really do.
Thank you, my friend. Great talking to you. Okay.
Yeah. Take care now.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Chris works with veterans, and he also trains dogs for other purposes, and knows a lot about psychology. Knows a lot about a lot. Knows about a lot about psychology of people and psychology of those animals, which is an amazing thing, man.
Rory McIlroy might need a psychologist after this hole he's having.
Is Rory blowing up again like he did on Sunday?
Rory just had one bunker shot go right back into the bunker.
Oh God!
He's got 2 green jackets. He didn't have to win another tournament the rest of his life.
Ain't that the truth? Let's go back to our phone today. I love Rory McIlroy. Always loved him. He told those live guys that left for live.
Yeah.
He said, "Y'all can suck it."
Yeah, I like him a lot because of that.
Me too. He said
he kind of stood up for the PGA Tour there.
Yeah. If he was involved in college football, Matt, he'd be saying to these ADs, "Man, enough's enough. Enough's enough."
Hey, maybe he can start fundraising ETSU. That's where he signed.
I would reach out to him.
That's funny. He probably, I think he never, ever came to visit or anything. Probably just never been here.
I think he might have come here on a trip with that lady from, well, never mind. Let's go. Do we play Kentucky on homecoming? That's a great homecoming opponent, Seymour Joe.
It's usually late in the year, though.
Somebody
isn't it? Like
sort
November?
of unserious. I'm going to really miss the Crip games in November, Matt. How about you? The 2 kicking scrimmages in November. You going to miss them, Matt? No.
I mean, no, not really.
Back to our phone.
Yeah, I do think Kentucky is homecoming this year.
That's funny. Hello and welcome in. There will be a cleanup on aisle 4 at the Kroger. Kentucky can suck it. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
I like a little Kroger action.
There you go.
Okay, Bogey.
Oh, what a great voice you have, young man.
I got a couple of things real quick, but I did want to say for the golf, in 28 they're going to start a new formatting with their tournaments and championship league, and
I don't know why they're doing that. Because I would say, guys, live folded, and we're not going to do that. We don't need to change what's not broken. But of course, a new age outlaw like you and road dog Jesse James probably thinks this is a good thing to do.
I like it. The format's going to be almost like the soccer, the FIFA World Cup thing we just had, where you're in a pod. And
I like that. Oh, I like that now. FIFA World Cup.
That's going to be the Tour Championship. Yeah, that's how they're going to do it now. So,
because what they're doing right now, what they're doing right now is with the playoff. I don't understand. Yeah. It makes the old NASCAR point system, it makes that seem normal. How convoluted is this thing?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what it is this year. It was the same last year. It's very confusing.
Yes.
That's confusing. I mean, you get down to your top 30, advance to the Tour Championship in Atlanta at East Lake. That's great. And that's good golf. I mean, you got great players that play golf. I mean, it's hard to beat that. But who's going to win and how they win? It used to be based on your points you accumulated throughout the year, and you got so many stroke advantage. Now they don't do that anymore. So I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest with you. I just watch it. Whoever wins is fine with me. Whatever on that. Actually playing golf tomorrow, Tony.
Wow, where are you playing, man?
I'm going to be at Holston Hills with my friend Ryan and his crew.
Well, dude, at 5:30 tomorrow night, we're playing music there.
What?
You better believe it. The Fountain City Ramblers are going to be styling and profiling, and I'm going to have on my, let's put it this, my finery. God, it's going to be unbelievable.
Hold on now, dude. We tee off at 2. So when we finish our round, I'm going to come find you.
You're going to sing a song with me.
Okay.
You're going to sing, let's see. We'll do, let's see what you and I will do.
You want to do a Dolly Parton number?
Maybe you can do 9 to 5 with me, since you will have a few 9s on your card and on the par 3s, a few 5s.
5. Yeah. Holston is a tough course, though. That's always a challenge.
Were your ears burning about 7 weeks ago when Rephilytics Judd and his lovely were over here? And buddy, when your name came up, some of the things I heard about you, Bogota, not in Colombia, were so next level.
Yeah, but the Rephilytics Judd wife is a sweet, kind person, and she sort of makes up for the Judd, but not really, but sort of.
And by the way, we're going to be also with the great Rob Lewis on Saturday night, and his son is going to come out and play banjo with us. And the great Kevin Feeney will be ripping, reeling, rocking, and rolling on the drums. And then we're playing a private mixer with all the rich and famous over at the University of Tennessee on Monday for a lot of faculty. I'm looking forward to that.
Tony, you're growing in every which way you can, and this is.
And I've gained about 20 pounds too. Kevin, my engineer, said, "What happened to you, Tony? You blew up." He said it right to me too. Most people just kind of look at me. He was like, "God, look at you. You're pudgy," right to my face.
Need more walks in the park, Tom.
Well, no question. Need to put the fork down.
Maybe a run or two with the guitar.
Need to put the fork down, Brian.
There we go, Brian.
Everybody's a critic.
Hey, yesterday I heard the show, and don't let these knuckleheads get to you. I know some of it's performative art. I get it, and I like it, and I'm in there.
No, I was mad. It wasn't performative art. I was mad.
You were mad. We could tell.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wasn't mad at that kid. I was pissed. That kid pissed me off. He triggered me.
Okay.
Isn't that bad? Well, isn't that bad, Bogey, when we get triggered? Don't you hate that when you get triggered?
Oh, I do. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I do. And in the moment, you feel justified.
Yeah, in the moment, you feel justified. And then I went upstairs, and Laura goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What do you mean? It wasn't that funny?" She goes, "No, it's stupid. Why are you going off on that kid? What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know." It felt good in the moment, though.
So, and to follow up kind of in that vein, what you're talking about, you have a caller who called in today and talked about sushi, Nico, Seiko, sushi, whatever he said. You know the guy I'm referring to. Is there any way that he could a one-night performance on a very short leash?
No.
Just to see where he's at.
No, he didn't get a word in. No, that guy does not get a word in edgewise. That's his role. His role is to say something glib, get on and off, and really he's lucky he has that role.
True.
Do you feel me?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what he did. I mean, I know what he's done. I don't know if he's still warranting a ban, but I guess that's your decision.
Well, he is what you call a... I'm not going to say it because you're not going to drag me into it, but you're trying to drag me into it. You're trying to bait me right now, and I'm not. Matt, have you, Bogey, or Brian ever seen Bait Car that was on back in the day? You guys ever seen Bait Car?
No.
Really, Matt? With all the lowbrow entertainment you've consumed in your life? Bait Car was this show that was on around the time that the original... it's called On Patrol. Matt, what was it called back in Live PD? Back when that stuff was blowing and going. And what Bait Car was is you would take an automobile, put it in like a bad neighborhood, put a camera on it, and put one of these devices on it that would shut off as soon as somebody got out on the road and was driving it. And then the cops would go and arrest the person that did it. Okay. So you would take a car, and you guys never saw, because that's what you're trying to do to me right now. You've left a BMW running in my neighborhood. I'm walking by, and then the people will look around. They're about to steal this car, and they're like, wow, this thing's got keys in it, and it's running. Bait Car. You guys have never heard of Bait Car? Nobody's ever heard of Bait Car.
No, I must say I have not.
I've heard of it.
Bogey, does that sound like something you'd watch?
I did watch it.
Do you think your boy Jed would watch something like that while he's entering every statistic known to mankind? What an absolute freak that guy is.
No, he doesn't have time to do that kind of mindless watching of any program like that.
He's too busy charting how many fouls have been called on the Knicks in a summer league game, right?
He's a little too highbrow for that.
What a total loser. Love you, brother. Thank you.
All right. Love you too, man.
Who else you selling, Matt, this year? I'm selling LSU, y'all. I know that's crazy. They have a great roster, blah, 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 blah.
I want to sell Ole Miss.
That's a good one.
It's a very good.
I don't trust Golding. They've got a quarterback. I just don't. He was fine in the playoffs, but the different dynamic. Now he's got to do it week to week.
Pete Bronzing. That's what we'll be calling him by the end of the year. Pete Tarnish.
What's weird is they probably had a better chance in the playoffs with Golding and not Kiffin.
You know what?
And now they probably would have a better chance in the regular season the other way.
Hey, guys, if you believe these numbers, they have a higher payroll than both Michigan and Penn State this year. Damn Ole Miss. Can you imagine that, Matt? In any world where they would have a higher payroll than either Penn State or Michigan?
Their fan base is fired up. They tasted, as close as they've ever gotten, coming off the best season in program history. So, I mean, trying to strike while the iron's hot, I guess. But it is a crazy concept that they're spinning with the top of the sport.
Yep. Conzo's Omelet said,
that's a good one for Brian, though.
Very good one. That's a really thoughtful one.
their outlook is built around Trinidad Chambliss, who was incredible last year.
Yep.
But yeah, you just the coaching change. You just don't know the downgrade that's going to have.
Well, the other thing too, Matt, is these coordinators have gone to work on Trinidad Chambliss. We've seen that in this league too.
Yeah, but his we talked about Faison using his feet to scramble and extend plays. That Chambliss guy did that as well as anybody maybe I've ever seen consistently last year. The way he made things out of nothing, and that's hard to defend.
Matt,
he picked Georgia apart doing that, scrambling out of the pocket. It was incredible.
He was on an all-time heater too last year.
Mm-hmm.
Every play that cat could make, he made.
Yeah, he was incredible.
North hates Tony's buying Tennessee. Tomorrow I'm going to ask what 3 teams are you buying in the league. I'm going to ask because Bino likes to spend money. So tomorrow it's which 3 teams are you buying? North hates Tony wants to buy Tennessee. Going to go 10-2. You buying that, Matt?
I wouldn't predict 10-2, but it wouldn't be crazy.
9-3 would be a terrific result this year. Terrific.
Outstanding.
Like, as in borderline A+ for me. 9-3. That would be a phenomenal season. Anything else, boys, on the way out? You guys have been great.
Go Wyndham. Go Wyndham.
Thank you.
Wyndham Clark.
Thank you, TGMD. And Brian's over there sweating that golf. I love you. I appreciate you. My name's Basilio. We will talk to you tomorrow live at Calhoun's on the River. Remember, Braylon Staley there 5:30 to 6:30. We're there from 11 till. For TGMD, for Brian Hartman, and our friends at High Noon, we love you. We thank you. Thank you, High Noon, for providing today our High Noon overtime. We love you. Thank you. Or as I'm calling it, the High Noon Hotline. Love you, appreciate you, peace. Oh, it was a fun show today. Didn't rain, no buttons to push. Nobody got hurt. I didn't act like too much of a prick today. Which, I deviated from my general self. Oh, man. Shouldn't say those things about yourself, Tony. Yeah, I know. But I just got to keep it real. Got to keep it real. Got to keep it real. You're in trouble, Lindsey Buckingham. You better run on the double, because I think you in trouble. And then who else we got, Bri? We got when does our boys from Tennessee Tech play? That's my other guy in that we love, who we have on the show from time to time. Do they play tonight?
I don't see them listed. Yeah, they play Monmouth Saturday at 7:00.
That's what I'm screaming.
In Cookville. So they play Monmouth.
Well, Monmouth's in trouble. Monmouth is in trouble. The great Bobby Wilder is one of the funniest all-time greats. I predict big things for P and for Tennessee Tech this year. And Matt, how about as crazy as the whole thing is, we signed a guy, Matt, from Tennessee Tech. We brought a guy in, Matt, a couple weeks ago from Tech.
And in the middle of fall camp, yes.
Yes, in the middle of fall.
And somehow that's supposed to be the new normal.
I mean, what are we doing? Yet, Big Wilson A2. It says it's live, but I'm pretty sure Tony had that same outfit on yesterday. Hey, Big Wilson 82, you're a weirdo. Nobody should notice that a man's wearing the same thing twice in a row. But yes, I'm unshowered. I was working today, working outside, so I'm waiting till the show's over. But I did some, in the spirit of the rebate scandal, I did some manual labor today. So I am so excited tonight to see college football games played. And I'm going to watch a bunch of that tonight. I am the spirit of competition. And you know, Matt, about the 1AA level too? You know why those kids are playing? Because they love to play. Like Bobby Wilder told us last year, you know why those coaches are coaching there? Because they love to coach. It's kind of getting to that point, Matt, isn't it? Isn't it almost getting to that point?
Yeah, and there's a lot of trickle down where there's a lot of talented players are beginning their college careers at the FCS level now.
Yes,
because they don't have spots, they don't develop on FBS rosters anymore because their spots are taken up by portal players. So there's some talented underclass, especially younger guys that you can watch it develop for a year or two at the FCS level before they make a jump. So, yeah, and it's always usually pretty competitive and a good brand of football.
Miss Frosty VFL, who we'll be seeing down at Calhoun's in subsequent days, weeks, and months. Tony, where is Laura? Letting you wear the same clothes 2 days in a row? Hey, Miss Frosty, unlike you and Jeff, she doesn't dress me. You see, Miss Frosty, and I love you, but I wear the pants in this family. And by the way, she gave up a long time ago on saying to me, "You're not going to go out of the house looking like that today, are you?" God. How fired up are you? How fired up, Matt, are you right now? And will you be watching some ball tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I'll have it on.
Nice.
Absolutely. I think Astros are still playing the Yankees. Fun game last 2 nights. Somehow the Astros are in first place in the AL West, a game under 500.